Chapter 242. The land of slumber, the second world, the blood moon hung high in the sky. A white-robed winged demon flew in the night wind. He hid the stars on his brow and dispersed the evil red glow. At this moment, his identity was not Ning Fan but Liu Bei. He was one of the 700 demon soldiers of the cloud-sifting tribe, the 7th tribe of the Liu clan. Demon soldiers must be nascent soul cultivators. A demon general must be a soul formation cultivator. Liu Yun was an inconspicuous member of the 700 monster spirits. From Liu Yun's memories, Ning Fan also learned that the strongest cultivator in the Luo Yun tribe was a titled demon general, Cloud General Liu Daochen. People called him Teacher Liu, and he was a mid-divine transformation realm demon. Under this person, there were a total of 7 early deity transformation realm demons that belonged to the Luo Yun tribe. 8 demon generals, 700 demon soldiers, and several 100,000 gold core realm demons. This was the strength of the Luo Yun tribe. However, this strength was only ranked 7th among the 9 tribes. Ning Fan's eyes looked slightly serious. The number of demon generals in the second realm was far more than he had imagined. The first division, the Purifying Flame Division, had 19 early-stage soul formation cultivators, 3 mid-stage soul formation cultivators, 1 late-stage titled demon general, and 8,000 nascent soul realm demon soldiers. In this way, in the second realm, there were more than 100 demon generals in total. Demon soldiers, nearly 30,000. Demon Marshal Lu Wu, this man is in deep slumber alone but has 100 soul formation realm experts guarding him. This place is vast and filled with experts. It is comparable to the inner sea of the Endless Sea. The first world, which had a circumference of 70 million li, was just 1% of the second world's size. With Ning Fan's full speed, it would take him at least a few years to travel across the second world. Time was not a problem. Due to the collapse of the first world, Ning Fan could even stay in this place for tens of years. According to his memories, the location of the third world was only known to the 9 titled monster spirits of the 9 tribes. It seemed that the 9 of them each controlled 1/9 of the realm passage of the third realm. Liu Yun didn't know the specifics. If it weren't for the fact that Liu Yun's ancestor had once been a peak nascent soul expert and had rendered great service to the Cloud Soar tribe, given Liu Yun's lowly character, he wouldn't have been given the surname Liu. In this world, Liu was a symbol of nobility, a descendant of demon commander Liu Wu. However, this Liu Bei was considered a traitor in the Luo Yun tribe. He secretly welcomed the 10 demon generals into the realm, but brought them to meet up with the experts of the first division. If this matter was exposed, it was likely that there would be many beasts in the Luo Yun tribe who would want to kill Liu Bei to vent their anger. He was afraid that Ning Fan would have to take the blame for this. According to Liu Yun's memory, the region they had entered the realm passage seemed to be the border between the Luo Yun tribe and the Lai Tu tribe. It was called Mang Yuan. The 8th tribe, Lai Tu tribe, and the 7th tribe, Luo Yun tribe, had been fighting against each other. Under the boundless night sky, Ning Fan flapped his wings and flew. The small demons he met along the way were all earth-breaking small demons. As soon as they sensed the early nascent soul realm demonic power in Ning Fan's body, all of them fled in a hurry, not daring to peek at him. There were lesser demons in the second realm. There was no time limit for staying in the second realm. In the second world, he could use the female corpse and the stone warrior. To Ning Fan, the second realm was a great opportunity that gave him the hope of attaining the divine transformation realm with his demonic power. If I don't have a reasonable explanation for this Liu Yun going to the border without permission, colluding with the Pure Fire tribe and leaving the tribe without permission, this matter will still be troublesome. If the tribe investigates this matter, I will risk exposing my identity. If I want to find the passage to the third realm, I have to hide in the Luo Yun tribe for the time being. Coincidentally, I am at the border. I will kill some enemy demons and bring their heads back to the tribe. In this way, even if someone investigates Liu Bei for leaving without permission, they won't be able to say anything. Ning Fan's eyes turned resolute. He patted his storage pouch and took out a short dagger axe made of beast teeth. It was a peak high-grade demon treasure. This item was the demon treasure that Liu Bei used when he was still alive. Despite being an early nascent soul realm cultivator, he did not even have a supreme-grade demon treasure. It was enough to show how low his combat power was. Among the 700 demon soldiers, he was also one of the weakest. If Liu Bei wielded this dagger axe, he might not even be able to kill a peak gold core realm cultivator with a single strike. However, under Ning Fan's control, this dagger axe turned into rays of green shadows. 1 turned into 10, 10 turned into 100 and 100 turned into 1,000. When the thousands of shadows dispersed, they took away the lives of tens of gold core realm and harmonious spirit realm small demons within 1,000 li. 71 heads. In this case, it does match Liu Yun's combat power. If he kills too many people, it will arouse suspicion. Ning Fan drew out his demon power and formed a thread to tie up the 71 demon corpses. Then, he went to the border of the Luoyun tribe which was located at the border of the grassland. At this place, a demon soldier and 100 small demons were guarding the place. As soon as he saw a nascent soul realm demon flying towards him, the mid-nascent soul realm demon soldier immediately shouted loudly. His demon flames lit up the night sky. Who are you? Liu Bei of the Luoyun tribe. What's the password tonight? Xia Sun. Xia Sun was a common demon herb in the Luoyun tribe. However, tonight, it was the password of the Luoyun tribe's demon army. Since Liu Bei was able to leave the border, he naturally knew about the password. After searching his soul, Ning Fan also found out about it. Seeing that the other party had answered the password, the nascent soul realm demon soldier immediately heaved a sigh of relief. However, when he heard that the other party was Liu Bei, a hint of disdain flashed across his eyes. Liu Bei? That winged demon who was bestowed the surname Liu by his ancestors. A cripple who could not even complete the second awakening of his demon blood? If it wasn't because his ancestors had made great contributions and were bestowed with 10 traces of the demon marshal's blood, this Liu Bei might not even succeed in forming his demon nascent soul. A hint of suspicion flashed across the nascent soul realm demon soldier's eyes. Liu Bei's combat power was low. However, he was cruel and selfish by nature. Since he left the border without permission in the middle of the night, it was certainly not to kill the enemy. Then, did he collude with the Lai Tu tribe which was at the top of the boundless plains? The nascent soul realm demon soldier's name was Yao Yuan. This person was very cunning. Thus, he was highly regarded and appointed as one of the demon soldiers in the front department. After pondering for a while, he was almost certain that Liu Bei must have colluded with the enemy. However, he was wrong about one thing. Liu Bei did not collude with the Lai Tu tribe. The Lai Tu tribe was only ranked 8th. It was even weaker than the Luoyun tribe. No matter how useless Liu Bei was, he still knew that he had to walk towards a higher place. If he wanted to collude with the enemy, he would definitely collude with the strongest demon tribe, the Pure Fire tribe. Although his judgment was slightly wrong, Yao Yuan was able to see through Liu Bei's betrayal. His foresight was not weak at all. He secretly made an order and slit his neck. When this scene fell into the eyes of all the small demons, they all felt a chill down their spines. Kill. Once Liu Bei got close, kill him. However, when the traveling light got closer, the demon flames covered the blood moon in the sky. A white-robed young man with an indifferent expression could be seen holding a demon rope in his hand. On the other end of the demon rope, there were 71 lines of demon force that were binding, 71 demon corpses. Hiss! All the small demons felt a chill down their spines. This scene was too horrifying. As for Yao Yuan, he immediately made an order to stop the killing. His expression changed greatly. Could it be that this Liu Bei did not collude with the enemy, but killed the enemy in the middle of the night? 71 people infiltrated the enemy's territory and killed 71 people in one night. This merit is not small. Is this really Liu Bei's doing? With Yao Yuan's eyesight, he could naturally see the difference in strength among the 71 demon corpses. The weakest among them was just an early harmonious spirit realm small demon with a half-human and half-beast body. Killing harmonious spirit realm small demons with his nascent soul realm cultivation base was in line with Liu Bei's despicable character. However, the strongest among them were a few half-step nascent soul realm experts. To kill such experts in the enemy's territory, it was impossible to use a large-scale demonic technique. Otherwise, it would cause a huge commotion and cause the enemy demons to besiege him. Yao Yuan knew that if he was Liu Bei, he would not be able to kill half-step nascent soul realm experts in the enemy's territory without being noticed. However, Liu Bei did it. So it's Brother Liu. Forgive me for not recognizing you. It seems like Brother Liu has killed quite a lot of demon enemies. Yao Yuan is ashamed. Greetings, Brother Yao. Ning Fan landed on the ground and calmly cupped his fists. The 71 demon corpses behind him were floating in the air, making him look extremely strange. When he took a step forward, the small demons could not help but take a step back. Their reverence towards him was obvious. Yao Yuan was once again shocked by Ning Fan's calmness. Rumor had it that this Liu Bei was extremely fond of fame. Rumor had it that he had killed a few gold core realm cultivators by luck. Then, he spread the news without restraint as if he was afraid that the world would not know about it. Today, Yao Yuan had witnessed it with his own eyes. Liu Bei was a person who remained calm in the face of danger and was not arrogant when claiming credit. His calm and indifferent eyes made Yao Yuan realize that this Liu Bei had an extraordinary temperament. He must not be underestimated. Sure enough, rumors cannot be trusted. How can a demon who could inherit the surname Liu be ordinary? This Liu Bei must have offended someone. That's why his reputation is so unbearable. This person must be a hero. Even if his demon power is only at the early nascent soul realm which is not as good as mine, I'm afraid I won't be his opponent if we fight. This person is extraordinary. Yao Yuan's attitude towards Ning Fan became even more polite. Moreover, deep in his heart, he firmly believed that Liu Bei's reputation was slandered by others. Of course, it was impossible for him to know that the calm and composed Liu Bei in front of him was not the one in the rumors. The real Liu Bei was indeed a bastard through and through. Moreover, he was already dead. Brother Liu, is it convenient for you to follow Yao Yuan to register your battle merits now? Please lead the way, Brother Yao. Ning Fan tugged the demon rope. The 71 demon corpses floated along with his footsteps. In this way, he could be considered to have integrated into the Luoyun tribe with the identity of Liu Bei. If Liu Bei in the underworld knew that his unbearable reputation would shake the entire Luoyun tribe because of Ning Fan, it would become a name that would strike fear in the hearts of all demon generals. Liu Bei and Zhou Ming are the same. It seems like they should be grateful to Ning Fan for helping them gain fame. Chapter 243. In the northern desert city, Ning Fan followed Yao Yuan to pay his battle points and returned to his military residence. Demon soldiers had their own residences while lesser demons could only stay in the military camp. Liu Bei had a bad reputation in the northern desert but he still had a home. In his bedroom, Ning Fan sat cross-legged on the bed and glanced at the battle points indifferently. Killing 71 people of the Lai Tu tribe gave him a total of 368 battle points. 5 points for an early Gold Core Realm Expert, 10 points for a mid Gold Core Realm Expert, 15 points for a late Gold Core Realm Expert and 20 points for a peak Gold Core Realm Expert. The battle points seemed to be calculated according to magic power. However, including the 368 points that Ning Fan obtained, Liu Bei's battle points had only accumulated to 9,742 points. It was really pitiful. This man had been cultivating as a demon for thousands of years. His standards seemed to be a little low. These battle points could be exchanged for immortal jade. The exchange rate was about 1 point of battle points for 100 immortal jade. Of course, it could also be exchanged for the Demon Tower scripture, bloodline awakening, demon egg cultivation and many other benefits which could not be bought with immortal jade. The Demon Tower scripture not only contained demonic techniques but also ancient demon language which could be learned. Demon egg cultivation could not reverse time but it could increase the speed of demon power refinement. Bloodline awakening, Ning Fan's eyes twitched. This bloodline awakening made him very excited. He was a winged demon and so was Liu Bei. What was a winged demon? Among all the bird races in the world, any winged demon would become a winged demon when their bloodline awakened for the first time. However, the bloodline of a winged demon was too ordinary. When a demon soldier breaks through to the nascent soul realm, his or her demon blood would awaken for the second time. Winged demons could evolve into the eagle tribe, sparrow tribe, and even the winged tribe and other unorthodox bloodlines. If they were lucky enough, their bloodline could evolve into a remnant primordial bloodline, and they would have the aptitude to cultivate demons that surpass tens of thousands of people. If this remnant primordial bloodline could complete its third awakening and evolve into a true primordial demon bloodline, then even the primordial demon clan would extend an olive branch to it and recruit it into their clan. In the past, after Li Ban awakened his bloodline, he did not complete the mission immediately. Instead, he transformed into a dragon in Great Gene to complete the third awakening of his bloodline. In the end, he succeeded. Not only did he cultivate the second Dharma idol, but he also evolved the immemorial remnant bloodline into the immemorial Thunder Dragon bloodline. Even though his dragon blood was extremely thin, he was still a carp companion, gaining the qualifications to join the ancient dragon race. As for Liu Bei, his talent was poor. If it were not for the 10 demon commander blood veins passed down by his ancestor, it would have been impossible for him to form a nascent soul. With his level, it was not surprising that he had not completed the second awakening of his bloodline. As for Ning Fan, the reason why he cultivated the demon cultivation method was because of Luo Yu's instigation. He had succeeded by recklessly. However, he had barely awakened his winged demon bloodline. Even though his demon power had broken through to the early nascent soul realm, he had no idea about the method to awaken his demon bloodline. In the end, Ning Fan was the same as Liu Bei. His demon blood had only awakened for the first time, which was the blood of a winged demon. The sad thing was that Great Devil Ning's battle prowess could kill ordinary deity transformation cultivators, but when it came to demon blood and natural endowments, he was almost at the bottom among the 700 demon soldiers of the Luoyun tribe. This was exactly the same as Liu Bei. Bloodline awakening. I wonder to what extent I can awaken my demon bloodline if I have enough battle merits. The awakening of demonic blood was very important. The type of demonic blood would determine the demonic intent after the demonic transformation. Ning Fan has the divine intent of rain, the devil intent of mountain and the demon intent, the characters of the demon race, the awakening of his bloodline and the sleeping demon marshal. To him, this place was a great opportunity. It's difficult to advance to the divine transformation realm. Even if I have the heart of Mother Earth, I will only have a 10% chance of success. If my magic power, demon power and devil chi are all cultivated to 10,000 units, I will have at least a 70% chance of breaking through to the divine transformation realm. With the help of the separation and reunion pill, it will increase by another 10%. With the heart of Mother Earth, it will increase by another 10%. In addition to my 2 types of divine intents. The day of breaking through to the divine transformation realm is just around the corner. The awakening of demon bloodline could only be completed in the bloodline pool of the demon race. There must be a priest of the demon race who would kowtow to the heavens for a baptism. Putting aside whether Ning Fan could successfully awaken his demon bloodline in the first attempt, he would need 100,000 battle merits just to enter the bloodline pool once. Even though Liu Bei had returned after killing the enemies, as a demon soldier of the early nascent soul realm, he had disobeyed the military order and left the tribe without permission. It was still a crime. However, he had made up for his crime by killing the enemy demons. Unless Liu Bei breaks through to the mid-nascent soul realm, he would not have the qualifications to lead the troops to attack. In that case, everything would return to its original point. In the end, he had to increase his demon power first. He was still unable to refine the demon marshal's blood. However, once he refines the 1284 drops of fake wild demon blood and 1084 demon cores, his demon power would break through to 2000 units. With his demon power, he would truly break through to the Grand Cultivator realm. With his demon power, he would even be able to obtain an extremely high position in the army. All the enemies that the demon army under his command killed would be given to him. 100,000 battle merits would be enough for him to gather in a medium-sized battle. As soon as he made up his mind, Ning Fan immediately set up a sense isolation formation in his room. Then, he took out the demon cores and demon blood and consumed them for refinement. With Ning Fan's nascent soul realm demon power, he did not need any pills or spiritual herbs to replenish his demon power. His seclusion lasted for 1 month. During this period of time, Ning Fan did not step out of his room, but his aura force continued to rise. His demon power slowly broke through to 67 units. 68 units, 69 units. 99 units. When his demon power reached 100 units, he was about to break through to the mid-nascent soul realm. However, after his demon power reached 101 units, his cultivation realm did not improve at all. He was still at the early nascent soul realm. How could this be? He opened his eyes doubtfully. Then, he closed his eyes and continued to refine the demon blood and demon cores. 100 units, 101 units. 299 units. When his demon power broke through to 300 units, his cultivation realm should have reached the late nascent soul realm. However, his cultivation realm did not improve at all. He seemed to have understood something. His eyes turned solemn. After pondering for a moment, he continued to refine the demon blood and demon cores. 301 units, 302 units. 1,499 units. When his demon power broke through to 1,500 units, he should have broken through the bottleneck of the grand nascent soul realm. However, his cultivation realm remained at the early nascent soul realm. This time, Ning Fan did not stop. He just frowned slightly. His heart was not calm at all. 1,501 units, 1,502 units. He only stopped when he reached 2,150 units. Originally, his demon power should have increased by 2368 units. However, as he consumed more and more demon blood, the effect was gradually reduced. 2,150 units of demon power. Ning Fan opened his eyes. Once his powerful demon power is released, the area within 1,000 zhang would be razed to the ground. However, the aura force of his demon power, which was comparable to that of a grand nascent soul realm, was forcefully suppressed. After that, he checked his immortal veins and his expression changed. I didn't expect that my cultivation realm would not be able to advance even though my demon power has increased. The reason is because of my demon blood. After looking inside his body, Ning Fan realized that the thing that was stopping him from advancing to the next realm was his demon blood. Originally, he was just interested in the awakening of his demon blood. However, he realized that if his demon blood does not undergo the second awakening, his cultivation realm would forever be stuck at the early nascent soul realm even if his demon power had already surpassed that of a grand nascent soul realm cultivator. As such, his cultivation realm would not be able to advance. Even if he slew a demon marshal and obtained his demon blood, he would still not be able to advance to the divine transformation realm. This is troublesome. Do I still have to gather 100,000 battle points to achieve the awakening of my demon veins? He shook his head and sighed softly. For the 47th time, the sound of a young girl pacing carefully could be heard from outside the door. During the 1 month that Ning Fan was in seclusion, this girl had come to his room for a total of 46 times. Even this time, she still did not dare to enter recklessly as she was afraid that she would interrupt Ning Fan's cultivation. Ning Fan's brows relaxed and he dispersed the sense isolation formation. With a flick of his sleeve, the door opened on its own. Outside the door, there was a little girl who was about 10 years old who was holding a copper basin and a towel. Immediately, she was shocked and the copper basin fell to the ground, dirtying the towel. Her petite body was so frightened that her face turned pale. She hurriedly knelt down and kowtowed to Ning Fan while trembling, begging for mercy. Sir, spare my life. I did not do it on purpose. This little girl was Liu Bei's concubine. She was only 10 years old. He would only accept her when she was 14 years old. In Liu Bei's memory, this woman had a stuttering problem, and the more nervous she was, the more she stuttered. The reason for her stuttering seemed to be because this female demon's blood was impure. As for the reason why she was able to transform into a human, it was because she had lost the shape-shifting grass. However, this girl's appearance was very attractive. Although she was only 10 years old, she would become a beautiful girl in a few years' time. Liu Bei's taste in women was not bad. However, it was a pity that Liu Bei was killed by Ning Fan before he could wait for her to grow up. Thus, this girl should belong to Ning Fan. She was very scared, very scared. Originally, she was here to give her master some water to wash his face. Unexpectedly, she knocked over the copper basin. Such a reckless action might cause her to be killed by her cruel master. One should know that there were already 15 servant girls who were killed by Liu Bei before this because of various mistakes. The tea that was poured into them was too weak, too hot, and their smiles were not sweet enough. Especially when Liu Bei was in a bad mood, he would kill the innocent. Even when it was raining and the air was humid, Liu Bei would blame it on his servants and kill them. Although Liu Bei was not worth mentioning among the 700 demon soldiers of the Luoyun sect, he was still an existence that had broken through to the nascent soul realm among the millions of small demons of the Luoyun sect. He was not someone to be underestimated. She did see that her master's brows were still tightly knitted at the moment when he opened the door. He should be troubled by something. I have made a mistake and it happened when my master was upset. Can I still live? Spare. She was so nervous that she could not even say the word spare this time. Get up. Don't worry. I won't punish you. You don't have to be nervous, Ning Fan sighed softly. Even though he was numb to killing people, he had never killed mortals. This girl had mixed demon blood but she did not have any cultivation base. She was just a mortal. When Ning Fan was still a mortal, he thought that war was the business of soldiers. As a soldier, it was reasonable to kill the enemy no matter how many people they killed. However, ordinary people shouldn't be slaughtered by soldiers. After Ning Fan became a cultivator, he thought that cultivation was the business of cultivators. In the path of cultivation, in order to fight for limited resources, one had to kill others. However, mortals should not be involved in the cultivation world. Mortals had nothing to do with cultivation. He never thought that he was a good person. However, even if he was guilty of many crimes, he still had this principle. Other than the reason that she was a mortal, there was also an inexplicable sense of closeness that made Ning Fan reluctant to hurt her. He stood up and took a step forward. Like a breeze, he appeared in front of the girl, crouched down and helped her up. Don't be afraid. He smiled faintly. As for the servant girl, she was stunned. Since when did her cruel master become so gentle? However, after holding the servant girl's arm, Ning Fan's expression changed drastically. He finally knew why he felt so close to this servant girl. It was because this girl was one of the 3 souls of the female corpse. Why would Wei-Yang's soul be in the place where the demon race hibernates? If the first soul was in the demon's sinister forest and was connected to the ancient heavenly court, it was still reasonable. However, it was impossible for the second soul to come from the ancient heavenly court to the place where the demon race hibernates. However, he had indeed met Wei-Yang's second soul in this place. It was as if a huge hand had placed Mu Wei-Yang's soul in this place, waiting for Ning Fan to receive it. This is not a coincidence. Ning Fan's eyes tensed up. He suddenly remembered that old ancestor Dong Su had said that his fate was a little strange, as if someone had touched it. Is someone plotting against me? Who is it? What's their purpose? When his gaze changed and his aura was released, the servant girl was so scared that she almost cried. Yes, 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 she was so nervous that she couldn't say the words "I'm sorry." This little stutterer, Ning Fan's eyes slowly turned gentle. Plotting against me. Interesting. However, I wonder how far a mysterious person like you can plot against me. He rubbed the little stutterer's head. This little stutterer was only as tall as Ning Fan's chest and seemed to be malnourished. Are you hungry? No, no, no. The little stutterer was in fear and trepidation. Are you not hungry, or do you not dare to say it? Ning Fan found it funny. He held the little stutterer's waist and turned into a demonic wind. In a flash, they appeared outside the most luxurious restaurant in Northern Desert City. The restaurant was divided into 10 floors. Only gold core cultivators could enter. Nascent soul cultivators could enter the 5th floor. Middle stage cultivators could enter the 6th floor, late stage cultivators could enter the 7th floor, peak stage cultivators could enter the 8th floor, and soul formation cultivators could enter the 9th floor. The 10th floor was reserved for the Luoyun tribe's patriarch. This restaurant was opened by one of the 7 generals of Northern Desert City, Lu Sheng. Ning Fan knew that the little stutterer was hungry because she was a mortal. He did not hesitate to bring the little stutterer to eat. However, Ning Fan was struggling in his heart. This little stutterer's soul was undoubtedly the soul of the female corpse. If this soul was assimilated into the female corpse, her spiritual wisdom would recover more. However, taking out this soul meant that he had to kill the little stutterer. Ning Fan was hesitating. In order to restore the female corpse's consciousness, he had to kill the innocent little stutterer. If this step was specially arranged by someone, what was his purpose? That person seemed to be waiting for him to kill the little girl and restore the female corpse. I can't let that person get what he wants. But this is Wei-Yang's soul. Ning Fan's eyes showed a hint of struggle and a bitter smile. Killing her would destroy her Dao heart. If he didn't kill her, Wei-Yang would never be able to revive. If he killed her, he would fall into someone's trap. To be able to plot against him step by step, could it be a true immortal? Wei-Yang, if it was you, what would you choose? Ning Fan took a step forward and entered the restaurant. However, 2 guards immediately stepped forward and stopped the 2 of them. My master, young Master Hao Chen, has booked all the floors below the 5th floor for the distinguished guests. Those who have nothing to do with this, get lost. Interesting. Do I need to care about the expression of a gold core ant like you when I bring my wife out for a meal? Break. As soon as this word was uttered, a shocking evil chi rose. Just the evil chi was enough to shatter the demon dawn of the 2 gold core realm guards, causing their cultivation to drop to the harmonious spirit realm. The 2 of them vomited blood and fell to the ground. Their eyes were filled with shock. What kind of person could use evil chi to shatter the demon dawn of others? The little stutterer was frightened by the 2 of them vomiting blood. Ning Fan gently patted her back and comforted her. Don't be afraid. With me here, no one can hurt you. The little stutterer nodded her head. She faintly felt that her master today was different from before. He treated her too well. In order to treat her to a meal, he dared to hurt people in the most prestigious restaurant in the Northern Desert City. In her heart, she naturally felt a little touched, but she was also a little afraid. Her master had a lot of bad reputation. Could it be that he had an ulterior motive for treating her so well? Unbeknownst to her, she was already led by Ning Fan to the 5th floor. The moment they stepped into the 5th floor, a powerful spirit sense immediately swept towards them. It was like a needle, carrying the power of an early nascent soul realm cultivator. This young master is Hao Chen. How could an ordinary demon soldier like you hurt my subordinates? Break! Ning Fan uttered a word. The evil qi red light rolled towards the spirit sense needle. Immediately, the young man who attacked showed a shocked expression. His spirit sense was shattered. He vomited blood and retreated frantically. He was already severely injured. It's you. Liu Bei. How is this possible? When the young man saw Ning Fan's face, he let out a cry of disbelief. Chapter 244. Ning Fan held the little maid's hand and walked up to the 5th floor step by step. Then, he sat down at the seat next to the window. He did not plan to go to the higher floors. Every floor above the 5th floor had a pressure formation. If one's cultivation base was not strong enough, he would be injured by the pressure. It was not that Ning Fan's pressure was not strong enough, but little stutterer who did not have any cultivation base would not be able to go up. He was like a sharp sword that pierced through the crowd. Wherever he went, the guests would scatter as if they were trying to avoid an evil star. Most of these guests were Gold Core Realm cultivators. There were a few early nascent Soul Realm cultivators and some of them were mid-nascent Soul Realm cultivators. However, none of them dared to reprimand Ning Fan. None of them could maintain their composure under Ning Fan's ferocious aura. Ning Fan only used his ferocious aura to severely injure Hao Chen, who was an early nascent Soul Realm cultivator. Perhaps only spirit-severing realm demon generals could condense such a ferocious red light. This man is really powerful. However, if he is an elite expert among the 700 demon soldiers, how could he be a nobody until now? Cough cough. You are Liu Bei. Hao Chen was dressed in red but he coughed out a mouthful of black blood. His eyes flashed with a hint of jealousy. Apart from jealousy and hatred, there was also disbelief. He, Hao Chen, was a famous playboy in the northern desert city while Liu Bei was the other extreme. Hao Chen was domineering but he was quite strong. Moreover, his father was the priest in charge of the awakening blood pool in the northern desert city. As for Liu Bei, he only dared to be domineering towards Gold Core Realm juniors. His strength was considered as the weakest among the nascent Soul Realm cultivators. His family had already declined a long time ago. In the past, when Liu Bei met Hao Chen in the northern desert city, he even had to cup his fists and greet him politely. Today, why did Liu Bei's temperament change and become so insolent to injure me? The most unbelievable thing was that Liu Bei, who was known as the weakest nascent Soul Realm cultivator, actually had a way to injure me with his ferocious aura. It was simply absurd, but it really happened right in front of me. He is the biggest trash of the Luoyun tribe. Liu Bei. Each of the old monsters' expressions changed. Especially the nascent Soul Realm old monsters. They finally recalled why they felt that Liu Bei was the one who had lost his reputation before. 1 month ago, there was a rumor that Liu Bei had secretly left the northern desert, entered the grassland alone, and killed 71 enemy demons. Initially, no one believed it. From the looks of it, the rumors were still too weak. This Liu Bei truly had the demonic power of an early-stage nascent soul cultivator. However, his aura was even stronger than that of a peak cultivator. As expected, rumors could not be trusted. Liu Bei, who had been ridiculed by the outside world, was actually a peerless expert. Liu Bei. On the seat at the center of the 5th floor, there was a voluptuous woman who was surrounded by many people. She slowly stood up and looked at Ning Fan's direction. Her eyes flashed with shame and indignation. What's up? Ning Fan merely glanced at her indifferently and then shifted his gaze away. He did not have much interest in her. This woman was dressed in purple. Her breasts were ample, but her waist was slender. Her face was excessively young, but she was playful and adorable. A child's face and large breasts were perfect for her. However, when she looked at Ning Fan with that adorable face of hers, she was filled with shame and indignation. This shame and indignation seemed to be because Liu Bei had teased and disrespected her many times. As for the details, Ning Fan did not manage to find out much from Liu Bei's fragmented memories. The only thing he knew was that this woman was Lu Wan, the younger sister of the northern desert city lord, Lu Sheng. Mid-nascent soul realm cultivation base with a bone age of 900 years. This woman's aptitude was not bad. However, Ning Fan did not put her in his eyes. Even the early divine transformation realm demon general Lu Sheng was not a match for him in this northern desert city. Lu Wan had originally prepared a few vulgarities to retort when Liu Bei teased her. However, it turned out that she was rejected by Liu Bei for the first time. Something's up. This answer was an obvious rejection. This Liu Bei actually did not seem to be interested in me at all. How is this possible? Lu Wan, was a little dumbfounded. If she met Liu Bei in the past, he would certainly look at her body with covetous eyes and even tease her. However, today, Liu Bei was actually not interested in her at all. He did not even show the slightest hint of disrespect. It was not a disguise. If he were to disguise himself, there would more or less be some clues. However, Lu Wan, who had seen countless people, realized that the current Liu Bei's bearing was completely different from the past. No, it's all right. The Bright Jade restaurant is my elder brother's restaurant. Previously, it was young Master Haochen who was rude. However, since young Master Lu has already taught him a lesson, let's just forget about this matter. Consider it as giving me some face. All right. As an apology, Wan, is willing to invite young Master Lu over for a drink. There's no need for a drink. It's just that I don't want to be disturbed here. I won't pursue this matter further. However, if anyone dares to provoke me again, don't blame me for killing them mercilessly. Ning Fan just looked at the little stutterer thoughtfully. He did not even turn his head. Compared to Lu Wan, he was more worried about how he should deal with this little stutterer. His indifferent words carried a trace of coldness that could not be erased. Lu Wan, could not help but shiver. She gently crossed her arms and felt surprised inwardly. If it was in the past, she was afraid that this Liu Bei would immediately pester her like a bee that clung to her without paying for its life. Today, he actually behaved so politely. It's really strange, since young master is unwilling, Wan will punish herself by drinking a cup of wine. This matter will end here. Lu Wan, drank a cup of wine and sat down again. Haochen also consumed a pill to slightly suppress his injuries. Then, he returned to his seat. The other guests also returned to their seats. However, there was no longer a cheerful atmosphere among the demon cultivators. Each of them felt as if they were sitting on pins and needles. As for Haochen, he would even cast sidelong glances at Ning Fan from time to time. His eyes were filled with hatred and fear. Soon, Ning Fan cast Lu Wan, and the others to the back of his mind. He looked at the little stutterer and the little stutterer also looked at him. However, her stomach was growling. Are you hungry? Ning Fan could not help but laugh. The little stutterer lowered her head. Her face was filled with embarrassment. As a girl, she was so hungry that her stomach was growling. The waiter of the restaurant ordered the dishes timidly. Not long after, a table full of exquisite delicacies was served. At first, the little stutterer was still bashful. Later on, she just minded her own business and started eating. She was indeed a heartless little girl. She had some similarities with Mu Weiliang and the female corpse. Ning Fan remained silent. Even though he knew that this girl was the female corpse's second soul, he could not bring himself to kill her and seize her soul no matter what. This girl is obviously a replica of Mu Weiliang, a 10-year-old version. Sigh, he rubbed the little stutterer's head. Immediately, the little stutterer widened her eyes and raised her head to show her puzzlement. Did I do something wrong? No. Just eat, Ning Fan smiled bitterly. I'm thinking whether I should kill you or not. How can I say such words? Little stutterer, your name is Xiao Huan. Your surname is Mu. You should be called Mu Xiao Huan. Do you know? Do you know? Her silly look was comparable to Jiha's. The setting sun shone through the window and into the restaurant. The demon lanterns of the northern desert city were all lit up. It has been a long time since I had such a peaceful meal. Ning Fan looked at the little stutterer and a hint of warmth flashed across his heart. Master told me to bask in the sun more often. Damn it. I don't even have so little time to bask in the setting sun. In this simple warmth, the trace of emotion that Ning Fan's state of mind lacked the most was slowly filled. His state of mind slowly improved. Eventually, it broke through to the peak nascent soul realm. At the moment when his state of mind was about to break through, his eyes flashed but it disappeared in a flash. That scene did not attract anyone's attention. In other words, there was no one who was foolish enough to provoke Ning Fan after he had revealed his true strength. Lu Wan was the only one who noticed it. Her small mouth couldn't help but open in shock and disbelief. She didn't hear a single word of Hao Chen's flattery and fawning words. He actually achieved a breakthrough in his state of mind during a meal. Almost immediately, Lu Wan rose to her feet and stared at Ning Fan in disbelief. This person's state of mind is already at the peak nascent soul realm. There's no doubt about it. His demon power is even denser than 1,500 units of peak nascent soul realm. There's no doubt about it either. However, this person is just at the early nascent soul realm. There's no doubt about it either. His magic power is sufficient but his cultivation realm is not sufficient. Naturally, it's because his demon blood has yet to awaken for the second time. However, with Lu Wan's eyes that had seen countless people, she could only look up to Ning Fan at this moment. How could such an existence fail in the second awakening of his demon blood? It seems like the awakening of the demon blood is controlled by Hao Chen's father. Could it be that this person did something when Liu Bei was awakening his demon blood? That's right. If it wasn't for that, with Ning Fan's monstrous potential, how could he fail to awaken his demon blood if he had the bloodline pool? As soon as she thought of this possibility, Lu Wan's eyes immediately turned hostile. She looked at Hao Chen and let out a soft snort. There was actually someone in the demon city that was ruled by her elder brother who buried a talent like Liu Bei just because of a personal grudge. When she thought about it again, it seemed to make sense why Liu Bei had such a notorious reputation. Perhaps it was because Liu Bei failed to awaken his demon blood in the past and he was schemed against by others. He thought that he could not show off his abilities before he improved his strength. That was why he sullied his reputation and acted like a playboy to deceive others. He carried the title of the weakest nascent soul realm cultivator, and made everyone look down on him. In fact, he was cultivating diligently in the dark and accumulating his demon power. He was waiting for the day when he had enough strength to awaken his demon blood again and break through to the peak nascent soul realm. When she thought of this possibility, Lu Wan suddenly felt that Liu Bei, who had teased her every time they met, did not seem to be so hateful anymore. He was a man who could endure patiently. Today's eruption was the signal of his rise. Lu Wan did not know that she was completely wrong. The playboy who had teased her repeatedly was indeed the useless Liu Bei. As for the peerless expert in front of her, he was just a fake Liu Bei who did not have so many twists and turns in his story. As for Hao Chen, he was trying to please Lu Wan. When he heard her cold snort, he immediately froze. Hao Chen really did not know which of his words had offended this young lady. He also did not know that Lu Wan thought that he was an accomplice who caused Liu Bei to fail in his awakening because of various misunderstandings. Miss Wan, may I know which of my words have displeased you? Hao Chen smiled apologetically. Today, he was really unlucky to have provoked Liu Bei. However, he did not expect that Liu Bei was actually a person who hid his strength well. He could even kill someone with just a hint of malevolence. Although he had provoked Lu Wan, Hao Chen asked himself honestly. His behavior today was especially respectful and cautious. He definitely did not say anything wrong. Why is Lu Wan angry? There must be a reason. I'm sorry. Wan is a little tired. I'll take my leave first. Young master, please help yourself. Lu Wan wiped her lips with a silk handkerchief. Then, she rose to her feet and walked towards Ning Fan with a complicated expression. Young master, are you preparing to awaken your demon veins? How did you know? Ning Fan was secretly puzzled. Could it be that this lady also knows the mind-reading technique? How did she know what I'm planning to do? No matter how smart Ning Fan is, he certainly would not be able to guess Lu Wan's cliché thoughts. Young master, why haven't you gone yet? Are you afraid that a vile person will harm you? A vile person? Ning Fan's gaze fell upon Hao Chen, who was standing opposite him. Coincidentally, his eyes met with Hao Chen's resentful gaze and he could not help but burst into laughter. This Lu Wan was rather interesting. Hao Chen had treated her to a meal, and she had beaten up Hao Chen. However, in the end, Lu Wan had spoken up for her and even called Hao Chen a despicable person. However, it made sense. From Liu Bei's memories, Ning Fan knew that Hao Chen's father, Lu Zongyun, was a great demon cultivator. Lu Zongyun's other identity in the northern desert city was the bloodline pool priest, responsible for the second awakening of nascent soul realm monsters. Today, he beat up Hao Chen, and he didn't know if that Lu Zongyun would take revenge on him. However, Ning Fan did not put Lu Zongyun in his eyes at all. In the first world, Ning Fan had already killed 300 demons at Lu Zongyun's level in just 1 month. I'm not afraid of villains. At least, this person isn't worthy of my attention. Ning Fan shook his head. Then why hasn't young master awakened his bloodline yet? Not enough battle merits. Ning Fan smiled faintly as if he was mocking himself, but his smile suddenly turned cold. In the blink of an eye, a tremendous aura force swept across the entire Mingyu Tower. When this aura force arrived, none of the experts of the demon race could sit still anymore. All of them were suppressed to the ground by the aura force. This aura force is so domineering. However, when this aura force swept towards Ning Fan and Mu Xiaohuan, it was crushed by Ning Fan with just a flick of his sleeve. Liu Bei. You actually remained calm and collected under my aura force. At first, I didn't believe Yao Yuan's words. No wonder he praised you so much. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe that Liu Bei, who has a bad reputation in my northern desert city, is actually an expert who can endure everything. My sister Wan Er's question is also my question. You, Liu Bei, as a member of the demon race, should have the ambition to advance bravely and go against the current. How can you conceal your strength and conceal your identity? Why didn't you awaken your demon bloodline again? A young man in black armor slowly appeared beside Lu Wan Er. That domineering aura force was emitted by him. He was the demon general of the northern desert city, Lu Sheng. Battle merits? Alright. I'll give you a chance to obtain battle merits. Today, if you can reach the 10th floor of the Bright Jade Tower and withstand the aura force of a mid-spirit severing realm expert, I'll give you 50,000 battle merits. After that, I'll give you 10 days to kill 1 person. If you manage to do that, I'll give you another 50,000 battle merits. A total of 100,000 battle merits is enough for you to awaken your demon bloodline once. With your potential, you'll definitely succeed in one try if you don't get tricked by some vile person. However, do you dare to accept this challenge? The young man's eyes lit up. In the Luoyun tribe, only a titled demon general could make him feel pressured. However, he actually felt a trace of pressure from Ning Fan's body. The reason why he gave Ning Fan this challenge was because he didn't want to waste his talent and also to test Ning Fan's true strength. An ordinary early nascent soul realm cultivator might not be able to obtain 100,000 battle merits even after going through hundreds of battles. However, the young man had given Ning Fan a great opportunity. He wanted to see if Ning Fan could seize this opportunity. Liu Bei, you might be able to reach the 10th floor of the Bright Jade Tower. I can't do it. Ning Fan said indifferently. What? The young man's eyes were filled with disappointment. Could it be that he had overestimated this person? If I forcefully reach the 10th floor, this tower will definitely collapse. The young man stared at Ning Fan deeply. This young man's eyesight is indeed extraordinary. The suppressive force formation of the Bright Jade Tower was extremely unique. The first 9 floors were fine, but the 10th floor had a special formation. Only a titled demon general could enter. Those below the mid-spirit severing realm would not be able to enter. If someone managed to enter the tower, the formation would be triggered and the tower would collapse. A titled demon general would never allow others to share the same room with him. Ning Fan was able to see through the 10 floors of the tower collapsing formation. Just this eyesight alone showed that this person's Tao of formation was astonishing. What an arrogant young man. This Bright Jade Tower was built using the moonlight crystal of the demon world. Even if it collapses, it can be rebuilt with the moonlight. You don't have to worry. Ever since this tower was built, it has collapsed 3 times. If you can make it collapse for the 4th time, the 50,000 battle merits that I promised you will belong to you. If that's the case, I, Liu Bei, accept this challenge. Little girl, don't eat first. Wait until we reach the 10th floor and continue eating. Ning Fan held the little stutterer's hand and walked towards the 6th floor. The black-armored young man's expression changed and reminded him. The aura force of this Bright Jade Tower increases according to the number of people. If you bring this mortal girl up the tower, the aura force of the 10th floor will be comparable to a late spirit severing realm expert. The 9th floor will be comparable to a mid-spirit severing realm expert. You might not even be able to reach the 9th floor. Are you sure you want to bring her up the tower? That's right. I won't feel at ease if I leave the little girl alone. Ning Fan took a step forward and stepped on the jade stairs. The moment he took a step forward, the entire Bright Jade Tower trembled violently as if it was trembling in fear. With the Eastern Ocean bell on his body, Ning Fan's back at this moment emitted a kind of aura. When his back swayed, almost all the demons at the scene felt like submitting themselves to him. Under this back view, the black-armored young man's heart trembled as he faced Ning Fan for the first time. This young man's back view is a little. This back view gave the black-armored young man an extremely familiar feeling. He gradually recalled that it was during the 3rd awakening of his demon blood. After he kowtowed to the stone statue of the demon ancestor, he was bestowed with the ancestral atavism. With that power, he completed the 3rd awakening of his bloodline. That was the illusory shadow of the demon ancestor that bestowed him the ancestral atavism power. Its back view gave off such an oppressive feeling, demon ancestor. The black-armored young man's eyes gradually filled with disbelief. Chapter 245. Ning Fan's pace was slow, but every step he took made a sound on the ground, causing the entire Mingyu Tower to shake. His back was silent and dignified. At this moment, none of the demons dared to underestimate him. Even young Master Hao Chen, who harbored a grudge against Ning Fan for revenge, felt his blood boiling. When he saw Ning Fan's back, he could not muster up the slightest bit of disobedience. Liu Bei. This person was Liu Bei. Don't provoke him. Ning Fan was unaware of all these. His ears could no longer hear any sound from the moment he stepped on the jade stairs. Even if it was the sound of the wind. No one knew that Ning Fan's mind was currently immersed in a series of questions. Inside the storage pouch, the silent Eastern Ocean bell was ringing in Ning Fan's mind. Faint golden halos. The sound of the bell had the ability to freeze one's body. When it rang in his mind, even his thoughts were almost frozen. Eastern Ocean bell. Ning Fan's eyes flashed, but he didn't stop his steps. What is the relationship between the Eastern Ocean bell and the Eastern Ocean heaven of the 4 heavens immortal world? What does it have to do with the demon race? The design of this bright jade building was extremely ingenious. The ancient Fey pagoda's deterrence array was set up on the 5th floor. This formation was rumored to have been created by the ancestral Fey. It was a formation used to intimidate enemies. How is this formation related to the Eastern Ocean Bell? Originally, Ning Fan only hoped to ascend to the 10th floor and obtain 50,000 battle points. Now, however, he was trying to find out the secrets of the Eastern Ocean Bell. Gritting his teeth, he stepped onto the 6th floor and stopped. However, the moment he stopped, the ringing of the bell showed signs of stopping. He seemed to be lost in thought as he held Mu Xiaohuan's hand and stepped onto the jade staircase. They climbed up to the 7th level, and as soon as they began to move, the tolling of a bell could be heard. Dong! 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 The sound of the bell rang in Ning Fan's heart. Ning Fan realized that the red light of the evil qi that he had accumulated from all the killings he had committed throughout his life had lost control at this moment. It was glowing with red light, as if it was responding to the bell. Under the sound of the bell, the evil aura seemed to show signs of transformation. The pressure was invisible. However, Ning Fan could feel that his aura was slowly being dyed with a dark red blood light. With the addition of the crimson glow, the pressure became even stronger. His demonic power was comparable to that of a grand cultivator, but his aura was still slightly inferior to that of a half-step divine transformation cultivator with 5,000 units. However, at this moment, its aura was slowly climbing towards the half-step soul formation level. Ning Fan's eyes were filled with surprise. This Eastern Ocean Bell could actually condense evil qi and increase its aura force. Of course, with the inheritance of the Yin-Yang locket, Ning Fan was not afraid of the pressure below the void fragmentation realm. Even if it was above the void fragmentation realm, he could still resist a little. However, he was ultimately unable to withstand the might of a perfected immortal. Moreover, the aura of the locket belonged to the ancient Chaos Immortal Emperor, not Ning Fan. The might of this evil qi was something that Ning Fan had cultivated step by step. It belonged to him and he had unlimited room for improvement. If this Eastern Ocean Bell is able to gather ferocious aura and enhance its aura, I might not be able to improve my cultivation, but it's highly possible for me to possess the aura of a true immortal in the nascent soul realm. However, why is the Eastern Ocean Bell ringing this time instead of behaving like this before? Perhaps the ancient demon runes carved on the bell recorded a technique to increase the pressure. The pressure formation set up by the bright jade building is similar to the method of controlling treasures recorded in the ancient demon runes. As a result, the Eastern Ocean Bell's prestige divine ability was activated by coincidence. Void evasion, heaven sealing technique, increase pressure. The secret of this Eastern Ocean Bell is truly shocking. It's definitely not an ordinary ancient Fey sacrificial artifact. If it was in the past, Ning Fan would not mind taking out the Eastern Ocean Bell in front of everyone. However, after witnessing all kinds of miraculous abilities of this bell, he knew that it was inappropriate to take out this item which had an extraordinary background right under the nose of the ancient demon race. If that's the case, I'll pay a visit to the scripture tower of the demon city to learn the ancient demon writing and decipher the true method of using the Eastern Ocean Bell. In the future, I'll have a way to increase the pressure of the bell. For now, I'll go to the 10th floor. Ning Fan withdrew his thoughts and stepped into the 7th floor. The 7th level of aura was comparable to a peak nascent soul cultivator, but it was not enough to stop him. The bell continued to ring. Thump, 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 the pressure of the bell was still increasing. When Ning Fan stepped into the 8th floor, all the evil qi entered his body and merged with the aura. At this moment, Ning Fan's body was shrouded with a strong dark red aura force. Under the aura force, most of the demons on the 5th floor were suppressed to the ground, unable to move. Spirit Severing Realm Aura Force. The black-armored demon general's eyes were filled with surprise. In his eyes, Ning Fan's demon power was still at the early nascent soul realm. Even though his aura force was strong, it was only comparable to a peak nascent soul realm cultivator. However, as he continued to ascend the tower, his aura force actually increased steadily. When he reached the 8th floor, it had reached the early spirit severing realm. In fact, Ning Fan's current aura force was even slightly stronger than his demon general Lu Sheng's. This young man has hidden his strength well. If it wasn't for Yao Yuan's recommendation, I wouldn't have known that this Liu Bei is actually a ruthless master who kills people like scything flax. His evil qi is even weaker than mine. However, this person has merged his evil qi into his aura force to increase his aura force. I have never heard of such a method before. However, this person's aura force has reached the early spirit severing realm. However, his evil qi has been exhausted and there is no more room for it to increase further. This is already his limit. He can go up to the 9th floor alone, but he can't go up with his little daughter. The black-armored demon general felt slightly regretful. This Liu Bei is indeed a genius. If his bloodline awakens successfully, he might be able to go up to the 10th floor alone. However, it was impossible for him to do so now. You can go down now. Even if you haven't gone up to the 10th floor, you have opened my eyes. I will remember this 50,000 battle points for you. Lu Sheng, who was clad in black armor, revealed a smile. No matter what, his purpose of finding out Ning Fan's true strength had been achieved. Originally, the 50,000 battle points was just a bait. Even if Ning Fan couldn't ascend to the 10th floor, as long as he was a talented person, Lu Sheng would give it to him. It could be considered as Lu Sheng's sincerity to recruit Ning Fan. Demon generals were known as generals. They would need powerful demon soldiers to guard a region. Ning Fan was probably one of the strongest among the 700 demon soldiers in the Luoyun sect. She was worthy of Lu Sheng deigning to befriend her. The demon general's words caused the demons who were prostrating on the ground to be secretly shocked. Lu Sheng's words were not only a friendly gesture to Ning Fan but also a warning to everyone present. If anyone dares to offend Ning Fan in the northern desert city again, it would be equivalent to not giving face to a demon general. However, Lu Sheng's words didn't waver Ning Fan's heart. He stood silently on the 8th floor, holding the young maid's hand. He closed his eyes and sensed the evil energy in his body. The evil aura had already completely merged with the pressure, causing the pressure to rise to the early stage of deity transformation. This was an unexpected gain. However, at this stage, it was not enough to rely on his evil aura to raise his prestige. The evil qi was formed by killing nascent soul cultivators and harming the harmony of the world. The malice qi, on the other hand, was formed by killing soul formation cultivators and enraging the will of heaven. Evil qi. That's right. In order to raise my prestige to the mid-divine transformation realm, I must have evil qi. Moreover, I need to kill at least one deity transformation realm expert to obtain evil qi. Only then can I break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. I have never killed a deity transformation realm expert with my own hands. Today, I can kill the first one. Moreover, I want to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm with this person's evil qi. Ning Fan patted his storage pouch, took out a jade bottle and crushed it. A remnant primordial spirit that was sealed within the bottle was sucked into his palm. Then, he immediately swallowed it. It was the soul of the vice sect master of the Black Buddha sect, Xie Guang. After devouring this ferocious soul, Ning Fan's body gained another trace of evil qi for the first time. With a single step, he stepped onto the jade stairs that led to the 9th floor. No one knew what Ning Fan had swallowed. However, the trace of evil qi that appeared out of nowhere made Lu Sheng's heart turn cold. Evil qi. This young man is just an early nascent soul realm cultivator. It's impossible for him to kill a deity transformation realm expert. How could he have evil qi? However, this aura that makes me feel cold. If it's not evil qi, then what is it? Initially, Lu Sheng was certain that Ning Fan would not be able to reach the 9th floor. However, his judgment was shattered by Ning Fan step by step. Dong! 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 The bell was rung. On the ninth floor, the aura force that was comparable to the mid-divine transformation realm pierced towards Ning Fan, causing his sea of consciousness to ache. A trace of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. After the nascent soul realm, every step was a world of difference. Once one reached the spirit-severing realm, the difference was like a chasm. At such a close distance, even Lu Sheng would be sent flying by the aura force if he tried to resist it recklessly. However, only a trace of blood flowed out from the corner of Ning Fan's mouth. Lu Sheng frowned. He realized that he could not see through this little winged demon named Liu Bei anymore. On the fifth floor, each of the demons from the Luo Yun sect held their breath. None of them dared to make a single sound as they were afraid of disturbing Ning Fan's ascension. Ning Fan's back became heavier. Under his back, each of the demons felt like they were as insignificant as ants. As for Ning Fan, he was like a star in the sky, unreachable. Just one more step and he would be able to reach the ninth floor. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with determination. As soon as he took the first step, the bright jade tower let out a creaking sound. The tables and chairs shook and were on the verge of collapsing. As for the baleful qi that he obtained from devouring Xie Guang's primordial spirit, it quickly merged with the aura force. A wave of aura force that was as heavy as a giant dragon swept across the place. Under this aura force, even Demon General Lu Sheng had to take a few steps back to protect his sister Lu Wan, her. His eyes were filled with astonishment. Mid-divine transformation realm. This young man's aura force has actually reached the mid-divine transformation realm when he is only at the early nascent soul realm. Within the 1 billion li of the Luoyun tribe, only the titled Demon General Lu Daochen had the aura force of a mid-divine transformation realm expert. This young man must be the most outstanding person in the past 10,000 years of my Luoyun tribe. We must treat him generously and we must not allow anyone to harm him. If Lu Zongyun dares to harm him when his bloodline awakens, I will definitely annihilate his entire clan. With the aura force of a mid-divine transformation realm expert, Ning Fan would definitely be able to ascend to the 10th floor and crush the bright jade tower if he did not bring Mu Xiaohuan along. In Demon General Lu Sheng's heart, he had silently agreed that Ning Fan had won the bet with him this time. Lu Sheng also noticed that the baleful qi that Ning Fan borrowed from somewhere had already been used up. It was impossible for the aura force to increase anymore. However, Ning Fan's unexpected actions made Lu Sheng vaguely feel that this young man still had some tricks up his sleeves. He was able to bring his people to the 10th floor. It was illogical, but Lu Sheng felt that way. Will this young man continue to ascend the tower? The 9th floor was Ning Fan's limit if he brought Mu Xiaohuan along. The 10th floor was Ning Fan's limit if he did not bring Mu Xiaohuan along. On the 9th floor, Ning Fan stopped moving but the bell did not stop ringing. It was still the same dull, dong-dong sound. From this sound, Ning Fan could gradually make out the human language. It was as if someone was saying something in the sound of the bell. However, he could not hear the content clearly. Who's talking? Ning Fan was hesitant. However, he knew that it would be difficult for him to ascend to the 10th floor unless he used the yin-yang locket and ascended with the might of the ancient chaos formation. However, if he used the yin-yang locket as a shortcut, it would go against the purpose of the pressure force formation. The 9th floor is enough for me to obtain 50,000 battle points and prove that I have the strength to ascend to the 10th floor alone. There is no need to deliberately use the yin-yang locket and expose the fact that I am not afraid of the aura force below the void fragmentation realm. He held Mu Xiaohuan's hand and turned around silently as if he wanted to go downstairs. However, just as he was about to take a step back, the bell suddenly rang loudly in his mind. This time, he could clearly hear the voice that was mixed with the sound of the bell. I am the demon ancestor. This technique is the heaven sealing technique. Prestige secret art is the prestige secret art of the force secret art. The inscriptions are the incantations. This is the Heart Sutra. The Heart Sutra can only be taught once. When the bell stops ringing, the Heart Sutra will collapse. Ning Fan stopped his footsteps when he heard the voice. Demon Ancestor. The Eastern Ocean Bell was merely a supreme rank magical treasure and was not worth mentioning. However, as an ancient demon sacrificial artifact, it had inherited the demon ancestor's secret technique. Ning Fan managed to glean a lot of information from the demon ancestor's words. The heaven sealing technique was divided into two parts. The divine ability of the Eastern Ocean Bell and the fixed body technique that Ning Fan comprehended through the bell belonged to the first half of the technique, the secret of the word might. As for the second half, the secret of the word force, it was not mentioned. This prestige formula was divided into two parts, the verbal formula and the mental formula. Once the inscription on the bell was deciphered, it should be a mnemonic chant. And this bell that kept ringing in one's mind was the mantra. Moreover, this mantra seemed to only be passed down once. If one could not obtain it after the first time, the bell would collapse and the mantra would be lost forever. Ning Fan didn't know how powerful the heaven sealing technique was, but judging from Stone Warrior's astonishment, it was a peak-level immortal technique even in the Four Heavens immortal world. Now that Zhang Xian had obtained half of the inheritance by chance, and had even triggered the Eastern Ocean Bell by chance and heard its chimes, it was possible for him to learn the heart mantra of listening. If he left Mingyu Tower at this moment, the bell would completely collapse, and he would no longer have the chance to obtain the mantra. We can't retreat. There was no time to choose. He had to obtain the mantra before the bell stopped ringing. There's only one chance. Ning Fan put away all his thoughts, held Mu Xiaohuan's hand and stepped onto the jade stairs that led to the 10th floor. He really wants to reach the top of the 10th floor. Lu Sheng had guessed the beginning, but he couldn't figure out what method Ning Fan was going to use to resist the pressure of the 10th floor. Every step he took on the 10th floor carried the might of a late spirit severing realm expert. It struck Ning Fan's mind and set off a storm. This feeling was similar to the feeling he had when he first met the late spirit severing realm demon general Wang Xiao before he entered the second world. Even if he faced Wang Xiao who had lost his demon body and was gravely injured, he only had a 10% chance of escaping. This pressure was comparable to Wang Xiao's. Perhaps even the Cloud General of the Luoyun tribe wouldn't be able to resist it. Should I activate the Yin-Yang locket? No, Ning Fan wanted to resist it with his own pressure and listen to the bell chimes. 1 step and his immortal veins were about to break. 10 steps and his silver bones were about to break. 100 steps and his nascent soul was about to collapse. Ning Fan's face was pale, but he didn't turn back. That heart sutra was slowly ringing in his ears. He seemed to have seen a golden-robed young man standing on the peak of the stars in the boundless void, looking down on all living beings. The golden-robed young man's eyes had a kind of might. A might that was enough to freeze heaven and earth. Ning Fan's mind was enlightened. Why could the Eastern Ocean Bell freeze one's body? The direction of my comprehension was wrong. I condensed magic power to bind and freeze my body, but the direction is wrong. He recalled the time when he entered the Ningbai Peak for the first time to gather herbs when he was young. At that place, the young Ning Fan saw a wolf for the first time. Those dark green eyes carried a kind of ferocious might. Under that ferocious might, the young Ning Fan was so frightened that he couldn't move. This deterrence was the secret of the first half of the heaven sealing technique. Using magic power to freeze one's body could only freeze the person. In order to freeze time, reincarnation, and the heavenly Tao, one would need to comprehend might and momentum. Might word mantra. As soon as this enlightenment rose in his mind, the heavy pressure that almost crushed Ning Fan immediately dispersed like a gentle breeze. His eyes were glowing with a faint golden light. His lips were moving, silently chanting the mantra of the bell. The golden light covered his eyes. Ning Fan seemed to see the lips and tongue of the golden-robed young man who was standing on the peak of the star. He looked down at the starry sky and smiled proudly. With a step forward, the star which was 100 times bigger than the rain world was crushed. He raised his head and looked at the sky with disdain. Then, he asked. Stepping on the eastern sea and gazing at the north, I ask who is the strongest in the heavens. The golden-robed young man's body flashed with blood-red light. A strong and ferocious demonic chi turned the moon into the color of blood. He bent his finger and sighed. The blood-red moonlight was absorbed by him and turned into a moonlight boat. He leaped up and stepped on the moon boat. No one could stop him. Fishing for the demonic moon in heaven and earth, sailing the boat in the wind and rain. The scene ended here. There were only 2 sentences of the mantra. However, the aura force contained in these 2 sentences seemed to hit Ning Fan's face, causing his eyes to widen. The golden light faded and he regained his consciousness. However, after he regained his consciousness, Ning Fan realized that he was only 1 step away from the 10th floor. He did not immediately step onto the 10th floor. Instead, he was deep in thought. Is that golden-robed young man the demon ancestor? His aura force is so domineering. There were only 4 sentences of the mantra, but they contained the aura force of trampling on the eastern sea, aspiring to the heavens, fishing the moon as a boat, and traversing the void. Demon ancestor, Ning Fan looked pensive. A ray of golden light emerged from the center of his palm. This golden light was the heart chant bell that had been ringing continuously in his mind. This ray of golden light represented the aura force of the demon ancestor. The mantra could only be heard once. However, this golden light was the best nourishment to increase the aura force. It was even better than the baleful chi. Ning Fan's eyes flashed. He swallowed this ray of golden light and stepped onto the 10th floor in a single step. At this moment, the golden light was refined and its aura force rapidly rose to the late spirit-severing realm. It was not the aura force borrowed from the yin-yang locket but Ning Fan's own aura force. At this moment, a golden shadow condensed behind him. It was tens of zhang tall but it was blurry and faceless. At this moment, Mingyu Tower began to collapse. This Liu Bei can still step onto the 10th floor while carrying another person. This kid's methods are truly monstrous. If I'm not mistaken, this person's aura force has already risen to the late spirit-severing realm. However, what I find the most unbelievable is the golden light behind his back. If I'm not mistaken, this golden shadow should be one of the 3 void fragmentation realm abilities, the Sovereign Shadow. This kid can actually comprehend the Sovereign Shadow technique at the early nascent soul realm. This kid will certainly reach the void fragmentation realm in this lifetime. It seems like my northern desert city and even the Luoyun tribe have produced an extraordinary demon. This kid has broken through to the demon general realm and advanced to the demon commander realm. It's just a matter of time before he ascends to the demon sovereign realm. Lu Sheng was already shocked when he saw the Sovereign Shadow. His intention to befriend Ning Fan became unprecedentedly solemn and firm. However, Lu Sheng did not know that Ning Fan had already mastered the 3 void fragmentation realm abilities, Incarnation, Soul Extraction and Sovereign Shadow. Mingyu Tower collapsed. However, Lu Sheng did not feel distressed at all. Because the person who could make Mingyu Tower collapse must be a peerless expert. I declare. From now on, Liu Bei is the #1 demon soldier of my northern desert city. He will be bestowed the Blood Orchid token. The Blood Orchid guards and 10,000 little demons will be given the right to lead the troops into battle. In addition, 50,000 battle points will be given to Liu Bei's War Merit token. No mistakes are allowed. Lu Sheng's heart was filled with a sense of pride. It was inevitable that Northern Desert City would prosper because of Liu Bei alone. The Luoyun tribe would also prosper because of Liu Bei in the future. This matter must be reported to Wan Luo City immediately and recommended to the titled Demon General. Chapter 246. In the General's Mansion of the Northern Desert City. In the guest room, the simple-minded little stutterer was sleeping soundly on the bed. A 10-year-old girl was naturally sleepy. Ning Fan, on the other hand, sat cross-legged on the ground and looked at the token in his hand. His lips curled into a smile. Destroying the bright jade tower gave him 50,000 battle points. As long as he kills one more person according to the promise he made with Lu Sheng, he would be able to get another 50,000 battle points. In this way, he would have enough battle points to awaken his demon blood. Even though his true strength was exposed, Liu Bei had many enemies and few friends. So far, there was no one who noticed that Ning Fan was not Liu Bei. The secret of the Eastern Ocean Bell was solved and he inherited half of the demon ancestors' heaven sealing technique. What pleased Ning Fan the most was the increase of his aura force. The aura force of a late divine transformation realm expert. Not only that, when he ascended to the top of the bright jade tower, he even condensed the sovereign's shadow. This was far beyond Ning Fan's expectation. The three void fragmentation realm abilities were Incarnation, Soul Extraction, and Sovereign's Shadow. Only void fragmentation realm old monsters were qualified to cultivate these three abilities. However, it did not mean that every void fragmentation realm expert could comprehend them. Those who could comprehend one of them were as rare as a phoenix feather and a unicorn horn. Ning Fan, on the other hand, had already comprehended three of them before attaining the void fragmentation realm. With Ning Fan's current cultivation realm, he could not unleash the full power of these three abilities. However, once he attains the void fragmentation realm, the void fragmentation realm is divided into 9 levels. Each level is like the 9 heavens. The difference between them is like heaven and earth. Under normal circumstances, a first-level expert would never be able to defeat a second-level expert. However, if I attain the void fragmentation realm, I would be invincible among the first 3 levels of the void fragmentation realm with my 3 great abilities. However, Ning Fan did not expect that he would condense the sovereign's shadow in the bright jade tower. As such, many demons might have seen Ning Fan's sovereign's shadow. However, he did not know how many of them would be able to recognize the abilities of the sovereign's shadow. Perhaps there would be trouble or perhaps nothing would happen. However, there was nothing he could do about what had already happened. To refine the demon commander's golden blood, I need a 10,000-year-old jade fire grass. The Luoyun tribe doesn't have it. However, the cleansing flame tribe has quite a number of it. I can't find it if I want to improve my demon power yet. In that case, he could first go to the scripture pagoda and memorize the demon race's characters. These words must be extremely difficult to learn. Even with the wisdom of the Wind Lady, she could only learn 31 words. If I have these words, I will be able to decipher the chant of the heaven stabilizing might technique. In the future, I will be able to kill divine transformation realm experts and condense its might. As for the awakening of my demon blood, it will have to be done after I kill someone. I wonder who this demon general Lu Sheng wants me to kill. Ning Fan rose to his feet and stroked Mu Xiaohuan's cheek, which was in deep sleep. He shook his cauldron ring and kept her into the red mist space for the time being. After that, he instructed his women to take good care of her. Then, taking advantage of the blood moon, he went to look for Lu Sheng that night. Lu Sheng gave him 10 days to kill one person. The faster, the better. According to Ning Fan's speculation, Lu Sheng was the general who guarded the borders. If there were no accidents, he would be tasked to assassinate the enemy's general. General's Mansion, White Tiger Hall. Ning Fan pushed the door open and entered. There was already a man and a woman waiting for him in the hall. As soon as she saw Ning Fan enter, the lady bowed to him while the man nodded with a smile. Commander Lu, you're finally here. Liu Bei greets the demon general and Miss Wan Air. May I know who the demon general wants me to kill? Ning Fan cupped his fists. You're straightforward. I like it. This jade slip has the information about that person. Take it and kill him. If you succeed, you can spread the news of his death to the public and destroy the enemy's morale. This will increase the odds of our main force winning the war. Ning Fan scanned the jade slip with his spirit sense. He was not surprised. Sure enough, the person Lu Sheng wanted him to kill was the commander of the Broken Peak Guards of the Lai Tu tribe, Xiong Rui. The Broken Peak Guards were the elite guards of the demon general Bai Yuan of the Lai Tu tribe. That Xiong Rui was a peak nascent soul realm expert with a demon power of 3,000 jia. Defeating this guard and killing their commander would greatly reduce the morale of the enemy's main force. When the time comes, Lu Sheng would lead the demon army to cross the grassland and launch an attack on the Lai Tu tribe. Ning Fan was not concerned about the specific strategy. What he was concerned about was killing people. This is easy. Ning Fan kept the jade slip after saying that. Then, he cupped his fists and left. It was normal to assassinate the enemy's general during a battle between two armies. As long as it was not a spirit-severing realm expert, it was not difficult for Ning Fan. Wait. Commander Lu, you can bring Wan along with you. Lu Sheng pointed at Lu Wan and smiled mischievously. Lu Wan blushed and nodded her head. Ning Fan shook his head. A mid-nascent soul realm expert is a burden. You. Lu Wan's initial shyness immediately turned into reproach. Among the 900 years of her life, her aptitude was top-notch. Moreover, she had followed her elder brother and experienced many battles. Thus, she was familiar with the military formations of the demon army. The reason why Lu Sheng sent her to follow him to battle was because he was worried that Ning Fan did not know how to lead an army even though he was strong. Lu Wan felt very embarrassed and resentful. She was a heroine after all. Yet, Ning Fan actually said that she was a burden. She secretly cursed inwardly. In the past, you, Liu Bei, would pester me every day in order to tarnish your reputation. You even said sweet nothings to me every day. I didn't expect you to be so cold when you reveal your true colors. However, it was this kind of indifference that made Lu Wanner silently criticize him. At the same time, she looked at Ning Fan in a different light. Forget it. If you don't want to bring me along, then I won't. However, how many troops are you going to bring for this battle? There are 15,000 small demons in the Broken Peak Guards. I wonder if the 10,000 troops you bring will be enough. If it's not enough, I alone am enough. Otherwise, if I were to lead an army, why would I reject Miss Wan, to follow me? I still understand the principle of being a military supervisor. You want to assassinate Xiong Rui by yourself? Isn't it a little dangerous? Lu Wan's tone sounded a little worried for Ning Fan. Wan, you don't have to say too much. Since Commander Lu has such confidence, I'm looking forward to seeing Commander Lu kill the enemy's leader alone. It just so happens that we don't have enough troops. It's also a good thing that Commander Lu doesn't want to bring the Blood Orchid Guards with you. I'll transfer the Blood Orchid Guards to you. If that's the case, I'll take my leave. Ning Fan pushed the door open and disappeared into the night. As for Lu Sheng, he let out a bitter smile and sighed. Brother, why did you let him take the risk alone? If something happens to him, you won't be able to live anymore. Don't talk nonsense. Lu Wan's cheeks turned red. Her brother really liked to joke behind her back. Who would have thought that the black-armored demon general who had a cold appearance would be such a lazy person? Lu Wan had to admit that after several encounters with Ning Fan, she was quite moved by him. After all, an outstanding man like Ning Fan was like a peerless beauty among women. Few men would dare to say that they were not moved by him. However, it was just a good impression. Lu Wanner had not reached the point where she would die for Ning Fan. My brother always likes to talk nonsense. How can a girl's reputation and integrity be used as a topic of nonsense? Brother, in short, I think it's not appropriate for Liu Bei to enter the enemy's territory alone. Why don't I bring the Blood Orchid Guards to reinforce him? You're worried about him and want to monitor him. Lu Sheng's eyes flashed. No. I'm worried about him. Brotherin. Be serious. Lu Wan seemed to have fallen into Lu Xing's trap again. Alright, let's be serious. Let's talk about this person. I'm a bit worried about this person leading the army, so I sent you to supervise the army and assist him in arranging formations to kill the enemies. However, I seem to have misjudged this person's ambition. He refused to bring the Blood Orchid Guards along with him, which made me very surprised. He has no interest in controlling the Blood Orchid Guards. 10,000 harmonious spirit and gold core subordinates, yet he has no interest in leading them. If he is the eyes and ears of the enemy, then there is no need for him to do so. His ambition is not to lead an army, it's not enough to be a demon. General Lu Xing looked at the boundless night sky and sighed. I have a hunch that this man will be the key to defeating the Lai Tu tribe. Wan, it's getting late. Let's gather the troops and set off. It's almost time to set off for the Mangyuan Plain. The night was boundless. Mangyuan Plain, Lianyun Mountain. 15,000 demon experts were guarding this place. Thousands of bright flames lit up the sky. Inside the big tent, a black-faced brawny man was looking at the military map and discussing with a few demon soldiers about the march. However, at a certain moment, the black-faced brawny man's expression suddenly changed. He slammed the table and stood up. His thunderous roar echoed for thousands of miles. Who is it? Come out. You sneaky bastard. The moment his roar resounded, all the bright flames in the camp turned gray. The figure of a white-robed winged demon appeared in the night sky. With the blood moon hanging in the sky, the appearance of this person was even stranger. Looking at Xiong Rui and the other experts who were rushing out of the tent, the young winged demon said indifferently. My name is Liu Bei. I'm here to take your head, ridiculous. You're just an early nascent soul realm winged demon who hasn't even undergone the second awakening of his bloodline. How dare you come to the encampment of the Broken Peak Guard and speak arrogantly? Pass my order. Demon Crossbow Camp, shoot this person to death. Following Xiong Rui's order, 5,000 lesser demons lined up in a well-trained formation. In the next moment, each of them took out their spirit-shooting crossbows and shot 5,000 fire arrows into the sky within a breath's time. Spirit-shooting crossbow, huh? It's a nostalgic thing. I haven't seen it for 300 years, the young winged demon's eyes reminded him of the past. When the 5,000 fire arrows approached him, he opened his mouth and swallowed all the fire jades into his stomach, turning them into nourishment for the yin-yang locket. He formed a hand seal with both of his hands and performed a minor demonic technique, fire arrow technique. This minor demonic technique was only at the core realm. Most of the demons in the Broken Peak Guard knew how to use it. However, harmonious spirit realm experts could only produce 10 fire arrows. Gold core realm experts could produce 100 fire arrows. Even ordinary nascent soul realm experts could only produce 1,000 fire arrows. However, when this little demonic technique fell into the hands of the young winged demon, it divided into 10, 100, 1,000 and 10,000 fiery arrows. He only stopped when he had divided 15,000 fiery arrows. However, it was obvious that he still had enough demonic power to create more fiery arrows. An ordinary fire arrow could only kill an early harmonious spirit realm expert. However, the fire arrow of the young winged demon was gray in color. It was enough to kill a gold core realm expert. The corner of Xiong Rui's eyes shrank. The gray flame gave him a strong sense of danger. Earth Vein Demonic Flame. No, it doesn't look like it. Its power is even stronger than the Earth Vein Demonic Flame. What kind of flame is this? Could it be a 6th grade spiritual flame that only Void Refinement Realm demon generals can refine? He was wrong. This was the fusion form of 2 types of Earth Vein Demonic Flames and 3 types of Heavenly Frost Cold Chi. When 5 types of 5th grade spiritual flames fused into one, its power was certainly not inferior to a 6th grade spiritual flame. As the young winged demon waved his sleeves, 15,000 gray fire jades immediately shot down like arrows. The camp of the Broken Peak Guard turned into a sea of fire. In just a single exchange, 7,000 harmonious spirit realm experts died under the fire jades. As for the remaining 8,000 gold core realm experts, each of them had different degrees of injuries. However, they managed to defend against this minor demonic technique. However, all of them either had their defensive magical treasures destroyed or their arms burnt. Their eyes were filled with shock. Oh my God! Is this a minor demonic technique? Is this the enlightenment demonic technique of the demon race? What kind of person could kill 7,000 harmonious spirit realm experts with just a minor demonic technique? Even an early spirit-severing demon general might not be able to do that. Liu Bei. Liu Bei. Since this person came to the territory of the Broken Earth tribe to kill the enemies, he was most likely from the Luoyun tribe. However, since when did the Luoyun tribe have a demon general named Liu Bei? This was unheard of. After the gray fire rain, before the demons could even catch their breath, a thick black light lit up in the night sky. It turned into a black sword sense and swept across 3,000 li. Under the attack of this black sword sense, even an intermediate gold core realm demon was instantly killed. With a sweep of the sword sense, the lives of 6,000 gold core realm demons were taken away. In just a single exchange, the Broken Peak Guard's main tent was already in ruins. Corpses were everywhere. Minor demonic technique and sword sense. These two simple attacks were too fast. It was so fast that Xiong Rui was terrified. However, before he could do anything, the demon division had already suffered heavy losses. Before they could achieve victory, all of them were already dead. This was the elite division of Demon General Bai Yuan. Retreat, retreat, retreat. Xiong Rui took the lead and soared into the sky. He ordered the remaining demons to retreat as soon as possible. He knew that the young winged demon in front of him was not someone to be trifled with. However, he could see that this young winged demon was not a spirit-severing realm expert. His demon power was 2,150 jia. This person was powerful, but he was good at sneak attacks. If it was a fair fight, Xiong Rui did not think that he would lose. After all, his demon power of 3,000 jia was higher than this person. Even if this person's combat power was higher than his, he could still stop him for a while. However, Xiong Rui was completely wrong. The young winged beast took a step forward and suddenly turned black. His body shattered and countless ink-colored sword senses swept towards Xiong Rui like a dot of ink. Black torrent soul-splitting art, Mo Nian swept his hand and Xiong Rui's body was shattered. Only his demon nascent soul was left. Mo Nian barely managed to escape. He was an expert at the peak of 3,000 jia origin realm, but he could not fight back against this demon at all. The demon nascent soul was frightened and wanted to escape. However, the young winged demon pointed his finger at it. Freeze! At this moment, the aura of a late spirit-severing realm expert was released. At this moment, red threads came out from the demon nascent soul's body and bound it. This was the true form of the body freezing art. It used its aura to suppress the enemy and bound the demon nascent soul from within the enemy's body. This body freezing art could at least freeze an early spirit-severing realm expert for one breath. Furthermore, the demon nascent soul wouldn't be able to escape through self-harm. This was because the body freezing art was from the inside out. Even the demon nascent soul's thoughts were frozen. Break! A gray light flashed and the young winged demon turned into demonic smoke. He appeared in front of the demon nascent soul and pointed his finger at it. Immediately, the demon nascent soul collapsed and turned into a mist of blood. The young winged demon swallowed it. His gaze fell on the remnants of the Broken Peak Guards. He took out his green ancient spear and formed a hand seal. Destroy. 1 was divided into 10, 10 was divided into 100, 1,000 shadows of the spear were unleashed. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, there was no one left alive. Ning Fan looked at the military merit token. He had obtained a total of 94,607 points in this battle. In addition to the previous battle points, he had more than 150,000 points. It was enough for him to learn the demon language, let alone awakening his bloodline. After cleaning up the battlefield, Ning Fan walked to the foot of the Lianyan mountain. He pointed at his glabella and took out the Separation Slayer sword. He waved the sword and wrote 7 words on the mountain. The killer, Liu Bei of the Luoyuan tribe. The demon generals of the Lai Tu tribe must have found out about Xiong Rui's death and sent people here to investigate. Once this matter is exposed, the morale of the army would definitely be shaken. Moreover, the fact that a single person could slaughter tens of thousands of demons was even more shocking than sending out the Blood Orchid Guards. It would also boost the morale of the army. Lu Sheng would be the one to worry about this. It had nothing to do with him. He was only responsible for killing people. What happened tonight would surely shock the entire Lai Tu tribe. After all, who else could annihilate an entire tribe alone unless they were titled demon generals? 3 days later, the Lai Tu tribe suffered a crushing defeat. In the Lai Tu city, the Earth General Bai Wuzuan held a jade slip in his hand and flew into a rage. Liu Bei. Who is this person? Pass down my order. In the name of the Lai Tu tribe, this person is wanted. Regardless of whether he's dead or alive, he will be rewarded with 30 million immortal jade. Liu Bei's name spread across the second world at an astonishing speed. Chapter 247. Have you heard about it? The great victory in the Mangyuan plain. Who doesn't know about it? Demon General Lu Sheng defeated Demon General Bai Yuan of the Lai Tu tribe with his 100,000 demon army. Then, do you know that there was a person who single-handedly annihilated 15,000 elites of the Trap Peak Guard? Once his name was spread, the morale of the Lai Tu tribe's frontline fell into chaos. Ah! There's such a thing. I just came out from my seclusion. I don't know about it yet. Tell me about it. TSK. You don't know about it. This Liu Bei is wanted by a conferred demon general of the Lai Tu tribe. He has a bounty of 30 million immortal jades. TSK. 30 million immortal jades. How many things can I do with so many immortal jades? Liu Bei. This person's name sounds a little familiar. How can it not be familiar? Do you know who this Liu Bei is? He is the biggest playboy in our northern desert city. But just half a month ago, he destroyed the Bright Jade Tower with a single step. Destroyed the Bright Jade Tower? Was he the one who did that as well? Liu Bei. I remember now. Isn't Liu Bei the shame of the northern desert? Could it be that he isn't a trash but a mid-spirit severing realm expert? Such discussions could be seen everywhere in the northern desert city. A young man in white robes was holding the hand of a young girl who was rubbing her eyes while walking on the street. He did not care about the discussions of the crowd. Once someone recognized the young man's identity, they immediately avoided him as if they had seen a ghost. He's Liu Bei. General Liu of the Blood Orchid Guards. Shoo, lower your voice. Ning Fan remained silent. He did not pay attention to these discussions at all. Half a month had passed since the great victory in the Mangyuan plain. During this time, Ning Fan went to the scripture tower every day to practice the ancient demon language. The ancient demon language was difficult to learn. Every stroke contained a talisman formation technique. Even the tactics, meaning, and divine abilities of each word were recorded in a book. That's right. Each word in the book was equivalent to a type of talisman formation. With Ning Fan's intelligence, he only managed to learn 200 words of the demon language within half a month. These 200 words were the entirety of the northern desert city. With these 200 words, he could only translate 1/3 of the incantation on the Eastern Ocean Bell. As for something like a cultivation technique, the difference of a single word was like the difference between heaven and earth. The northern desert city is a war-torn city at the border. Naturally, the demon language is incomplete. If I want to learn the complete demon language, I have to go to the Luoyun prefecture. Cloud General Lu Daochen, also known as Teacher Lu, is rumored to be extremely knowledgeable and proficient in the ancient demon language. In this prefecture, there is even a rubbing of the demon code. If I want to decipher the entire mnemonic chant, I still have to go to the prefecture. Moreover, regarding the world passage of the third realm, I have to get close to Lu Daochen in order to have a chance to find out more. He muttered something to himself that Mu Xiaohuan could not understand. The little stutterer raised his head and nibbled on the sesame seed cake while staring at Ning Fan with his big eyes. Master, where are we going? Go look for Lu Sheng. Today is the day we agreed to awaken the demon blood. After staying in the scripture tower for half a month, Ning Fan had not only learned the ancient demon language but also looked up the information about the awakening of his bloodline. Walking beasts absorb the chi of heaven and earth, the spirit of the sun and moon, and the essence of blood and flesh. After the vein opening realm, they become demonic beasts. As for harmonious spirit demonic beasts, many of them could transform into a half-human half-beast form. When they reach the gold core realm, they could choose to completely transform into a human or a beast. After doing so, they would face the first awakening of their demon blood. When they reach the nascent soul realm, demon cultivators would form their demon nascent souls while demon beasts would maintain their demon cores. This step would require the second awakening of their demon blood. After reaching the divine transformation realm, demon cultivators would become demon generals while demon beasts would become wild beasts. After reaching the divine transformation realm, the third awakening of their demon blood could be achieved. During the first awakening of their demon blood, most of them would be ordinary bloodlines unless they possessed the bloodline of a true spirit race. They were divided into more than 10 types such as winged demons, grass demons, beast demons, sea demons and spirit demons. During the second awakening of their demon blood, they would undergo specific evolution. For example, Ning Fan's winged demons could evolve into countless demon species such as eagles, cranes, sparrows, pigeons, geese, bats, vultures, swallows and so on. However, all of them belonged to the ordinary demon species. The rarer ones would be the hybrid demon species. For example, a griffin that awakened the bloodline of a beast demon and a winged demon at the same time was a hybrid demon species. The rarest of them would be the immemorial remnant bloodline. The immemorial dark sparrow, immemorial fire phoenix and immemorial golden crow were the bloodlines of an immemorial true spirit race. If one was able to activate such a bloodline, then it could be said to be like ascending to the heavens in a single step for a demon cultivator, and they would possess the possibility of ascending and joining a true spirit race after ascending. However, during the second awakening, even if the primordial bloodline was stimulated, it would still be called remnant bloodline because it was too thin. Only during the third awakening would these remnant bloodlines have the possibility of advancing one last time. His target was naturally the immemorial demon vein. Therefore, for the second awakening, he must at least awaken a broken immemorial vein. With a total of 200,000 battle merits, he had at least 2 chances to awaken. In the northern desert city, the east of the city was a forbidden area. There was a 10,000 zhang tall gigantic black egg which gave Ning Fan a strange sense of familiarity. This was the egg of a demon general, the egg of a demon general in deep slumber. Ning Fan had read about it in the scripture tower but it was his first time seeing it up close. Demon general's egg, Ning Fan recollected his thoughts and approached them step by step. As they approached the giant egg, several cold voices came from within. Halt your steps. From today onwards, the bloodline pool will be used by the demon general. Those who are unrelated to this, leave immediately. While they were shouting, a door of light appeared on the surface of the black egg. 12 nascent soul realm demon guards walked out of the door and stared at Ning Fan with unfriendly eyes. However, when they saw Ning Fan's appearance, their expressions changed greatly. They immediately cupped their fists and greeted him. "We have offended you. Commander Lu, please apologize for our rudeness." "Commander, the commander of all the demon soldiers. The life and death of these nascent soul realm demon soldiers would be decided by Ning Fan." When they thought of how they had offended Ning Fan with their words, their faces turned bitter. However, Ning Fan did not say anything. He just nodded and asked, "Is the bloodline demon pool ready?" "Don't worry, Commander. The blood pool is already filled with the blood of Gold Core realm demon beasts. Moreover, the demon general has given the order that no one is allowed to stay within 10,000 zhang of the blood pool. If Commander is not satisfied with the blood, I will immediately send someone to replace the blood." "No need. Lead the way." Ning Fan patted Mu Xiaohuan's head and whispered something into her ear. Then, he kept her in his cauldron ring. His expression darkened and he stepped into the door of light under the lead of the demon soldiers. The inside of the black egg was filled with black armored guards. They were guarding Ning Fan's bloodline awakening. It showed how much importance Lu Sheng placed on this matter. At the end of the path was the first inner palace. There was a jade wall in the palace. It was the wall of demon shadow. Lu Sheng, Lu Wan, and the others were already waiting for him under the jade wall. "Commander Lu, you have contributed a lot in the victory of the grassland plain. Today, you have awakened your bloodline. I, Lu Sheng, will personally protect you. If anyone is blind and dares to do anything, I will definitely kill them." Lu Sheng's words were obviously a warning to Lu Zongyun and Hao Chen. Hao Chen's body trembled when he felt the aura of the demon general. He immediately lowered his head and did not dare to look at Ning Fan. As for his father, Lu Zongyun, he smiled bitterly and cupped his fists. He had never caused Liu Bei to awaken his bloodline. However, Lu Xing did not believe his explanation. "Don't worry, Commander Lu. I will definitely do my best. However, please be careful. Don't fail, don't fail. If you, Liu Bei Wan, fail again and again, Lord Demon General will definitely think that it's my fault. I have been doing this for nearly 1,000 years but I have never caused any harm to anyone. Awakening my bloodline is a matter of great importance. I will do my best." Hee. That's good. That's good, Lu Zongyun's eyes flashed with surprise. The Liu Bei in front of him right now was incomparable to the Liu Bei in his memory, whether it was his aura or his aura. Among the 700 demon soldiers of the Luoyun sect, Liu Bei was the only one who failed to awaken his bloodline for the second time. Lu Zongyun had a deep impression of that hedonistic young master who failed to awaken his bloodline. In the past, he even asserted that if it wasn't for the Lu family's ancestors, Liu Bei would definitely not be able to form his nascent soul. However, at this moment, Lu Zongyun firmly believed that the Liu Bei in front of him was definitely not a weakling who relied on his ancestors. He had been living with demon blood every day. Thus, he was especially sensitive to it. From Ning Fan's body, Lu Zongyun could feel an enormous demon blood qi which suffocated him. It was as if Ning Fan had killed hundreds of thousands of nascent soul realm demonic beasts and devoured thousands of wild beasts. I must be mistaken. Devouring the blood of thousands of wild beasts. How is this possible? Lu Zongyun shook his head with a bitter smile, thinking that he was really thinking too much. "Commander Lu, please leave a trace of demon blood qi on the wall of demon shadow. With this qi, the jade wall will be able to determine your bloodline." Ning Fan's gaze swept across the jade wall. This 1,000 zhang tall jade wall had recorded tens of thousands of names and the types of their bloodlines. Without saying much, he forced out a trace of demon blood and flicked it onto the jade wall. Immediately, a name appeared at the back of the jade wall. Liu Bei, Winged Demon Bloodline Score, 17 level. The score of 17 level was below 10,000 but it was not the lowest. After all, even though Ning Fan did not know the method to awaken his bloodline, he had more or less devoured the blood of many ferocious beasts. Unknowingly, his bloodline had improved a lot. Rank 17. Fortunately, it's not considered low. In that case, Lord Commander only needs to absorb the power of the blood in the blood pool after you enter it. I, Lu, will kowtow to the demon ancestor in front of the demon statue. Fu Wan will perform the technique to enhance the power of Lord Commander's bloodline. As long as your bloodline score reaches 25 level, you can begin to awaken your bloodline. Indeed, one could begin to awaken their bloodline at 25 level. However, after reaching 60 level, one could try to awaken a hybrid bloodline. If one's bloodline reaches 100 level, one could even awaken a broken immemorial bloodline. To a person who had failed to awaken his bloodline before, Lu Zongyun did not think that Ning Fan could reach 60 level, let alone 100 level. In fact, he was only 70% confident that Ning Fan could reach 25 level. After all, Liu Bei had a dark history of failing to awaken his bloodline. I hope this person can reach 25 level. Otherwise. Sigh. Lord Demon General will definitely think that I'm the one who harmed him, Lu Zongyun sighed. Chapter 248. In the second hall of the inner palace, there was a 100 zhang tall golden statue. It was the demon's statue of a 6-legged bronze beast. Ning Fan's gaze swept across the statue and his eyes narrowed. This 6-legged bronze beast flapped its golden feathers and looked down at the universe. Its gaze was very similar to the demon ancestor's shadow in the eastern sea bell. After reading the scriptures in the scripture tower, Ning Fan already knew that this 6-legged demonic beast was the Dharma image of the immemorial Golden Crow. However, ordinary members of the Golden Crow clan would be considered as heaven-defying if they could cultivate 3 legs. If they could cultivate 4 legs, they would be considered as a royal Golden Crow. There was only one person with 6 legs in the entire world since ancient times. Moreover, Ning Fan's demon blood trembled when he faced the demon statue. After refining the golden light of the Heart Sutra, he faintly felt that there was an additional trace of golden color in his demon blood. That golden color should be the demon ancestor's golden sense. At this moment, it resonated with the demon statue. Immemorial Golden Crow, Ning Fan's mind raced. By relying on the demon ancestor's golden sense, I can get rid of the body of a winged demon and achieve the body of a golden crow. However, even though I will definitely succeed with this trick, I can only awaken a trace of my blood with my remnant sense at most. After the third awakening, my trace of blood will at most be at the level of an ordinary golden crow's demon blood. If that's the case, my demon innate potential will be like a carp. The true spirit blood sounds nice and it will make people envious in the 9 worlds. However, in the demon spirit land, the thin true spirit blood is just considered mediocre. Ning Fan frowned. The awakening of demon blood was a random factor, but it was also affected by the individual's will. Should I awaken the trace of blood safely or give it my all? Lu Zongyun, who was the priest, stood in front of the demon statue and began to smear the demon blood on his face. Then, he burned incense and prayed. However, his expression was still full of worry. He clenched his teeth and said, "Commander Lu, please don't treat the awakening of demon blood as a child's play. If it really fails, please prove that I didn't harm you, don't worry. No matter if it succeeds or fails, I won't slander you." Ning Fan nodded and did not say anything else. He then entered the third palace alone. This palace was thousands of feet wide. The floor was made of dark gold metal, and there were complicated grooves that looked like formation patterns. They were filled with the blood of golden core demon beasts. And at the very center of the formation runes, there was a pool of blood that was hundreds of feet wide. The energy of the green demonic blood was extremely dense. I'm going to awaken my demon bloodline in this lake. Whether or not I'm going to awaken my golden crow bloodline is still up for debate. After all, I have 200,000 battle credits, which means I can awaken my winged demon bloodline twice. Even if I fail the first time, it doesn't matter. Lu Zongyun is right. I need to be cautious when it comes to awakening my demon bloodline. My caution isn't about how to succeed on the first try, but rather, how to awaken my thin-winged demon bloodline to its strongest state. Ning Fan took out the military merit token and touched it with a hand seal. 200,000 battle merits instantly became 100,000. As his battle merits dwindled, the azure blood pool seemed to boil, emitting steam and a fishy smell as it bubbled. At this moment, it was Ning Fan's chance to enter the pond. Wait! Just as Ning Fan was about to enter the pool, a feminine voice resounded beside him. A lady in purple robes walked into the third palace and smiled shyly at Ning Fan. Big Brother said to let Wan help the commander change his clothes and guard this place to prevent Lu Zongyun from doing anything. As for this fifth revolution pill, it's called the Blood Awakening Pill. It was given to me by a titled demon general. There were originally 2 of them. One was for Big Brother to consume to awaken his demon bloodline, while the other was for Wan-er's third awakening. Ning Fan was slightly stunned and looked at Lu Wan-er deeply. If this lady helps me change my clothes, doesn't that mean that her chastity will be buried in my hands? Is this really Lu Xing's idea or is this lady's personal decision? Ning Fan asked while looking at the golden pill in his palm, which was filled with boundless energy. Is this pill the demon general's idea or yours? Yes. It's Big Brother's idea. You don't have to feel uneasy. Lu Wan-er's face blushed a little unnaturally. Ning Fan sighed. A 5th revolution pill was useful for a spirit-severing realm demon general who was undergoing his third awakening. With Lu Xing's personality, it was impossible for him to disregard his sister and snatch her pill to please Ning Fan. Currently, Lu Xing was indeed sincere in befriending Ning Fan. However, he was befriending Ning Fan as an equal instead of lowering his status. It was not Lu Xing's style to harm his own family and benefit his estrangement. With Ning Fan's eyesight, he could naturally tell that Lu Wan-er was lying. This lady came here on her own accord to protect him and give him the pill. It was because this lady had fallen in love with him. However, this lady seemed to know that Ning Fan's ambition was not in the northern desert city and it was impossible for him to stay here for her. Thus, she did not reveal her feelings. It's hard to repay a debt of love. Ning Fan sighed softly in his heart and turned to Lu Wan-er with a smile. I've long heard that the women of the demon race are bold to love and hate. They are bold and straightforward like a white fox falling in love with a scholar. There are too many such stories to mention. Today, Miss Wan-er gave me such a precious pill behind my big brother's back. Could it be that you want me to be the scholar and have a good night with you, the white fox? Lu Wan had the white fox demon bloodline. After hearing Ning Fan's teasing words, Lu Wan-er's cheeks turned even redder. She rolled her eyes at Ning Fan. It's good that you know it in your heart. Why do you have to say it out loud? Besides, you're a devil lord who kills people like scything flax. Who would want to fall in love with you? You can take this pill as my apology to you. During these years, every time you tried to woo me, I always chased you away with cold words. I'm sure you must have suffered some grievances because of your pride and self-esteem. Ning Fan stopped smiling and sighed softly. So that's how it is. This lady did not fall in love with me for no reason. She had the shadow of the main character, Liu Bei, whom she had been in contact with for many years. Her impression of Liu Bei was extremely deep, but it was all bad. When he replaced Liu Bei and came to the northern desert, his temperament had changed. The bad impression that this lady had of him turned into a favorable impression. If Ning Fan is really Liu Bei, Lu Wan-er's feelings would turn from hatred to love with guilt. Unfortunately, Ning Fan was not Liu Bei. You've fallen in love with the wrong person. That's right. Lu Wan-er let out a faint sigh. She had misunderstood Ning Fan's meaning. She thought that Ning Fan was saying that the two of them were not like-minded and it was impossible for them to be together. However, this pill is very precious. I owe you a favor. If there's a need in the future, I will certainly help you once, is that so? Lu Wan smiled gently and began to help Ning Fan change his clothes. Her jade-like hands groped Ning Fan's body and unbuttoned his clothes one by one. It was her first time helping a man take off his clothes. A lady of the demon race helping a man to change his clothes was no different from pledging to marry him. Ning Fan dived into the blood pool naked. He only brought his storage pouch with him. Beside the blood pool, Lu Wan's cheeks were flushed. She did not expect that such a ferocious killer would have such a thin and fair body. He really looks like a scholar, a white fox who loves a scholar, huh? Lu Wan was slightly fascinated. Liu Bei, I wish you a bright future. As for you, you don't need to remember me. In the blood pool, Ning Fan shot into the bottom of the pool like a water arrow. 100 zhang below, the green blood was immersed in the viscous liquid. He slowly opened his eyes, opened his mouth and swallowed a mid-grade 5th revolution pill, blood awakening pill. The demon blood in his body was boiling. However, his heart was exceptionally calm because of the blood awakening pill. This pill was specially used for demon generals during their 3rd awakening. It would be too wasteful to consume it during their 2nd awakening. Lu Wan was reluctant to consume it since she had just undergone her 2nd awakening. However, she did not think that it would be a waste for Ning Fan to consume it. She heard from her brother that after Ning Fan awakens his blood, he would recommend him to go to the Luoyun province to take part in the demon general assessment. If he succeeds, he might even have a chance to attain the divine transformation realm. At that time, Ning Fan would become an existence that was second only to the leader of the Luoyun tribe. In the future, Ning Fan might even break out of the Luoyun tribe and settle the disputes among the 9 tribes, ascending to the demon spirit land. Awakening her demon blood might be the last chance for her to meet him. She decided to let Ning Fan consume the blood awakening pill. She decided to help Ning Fan, the winged demon, condense his proudest wings and fly to a higher place before he leaves the northern desert city. The women of the demon race were the most infatuated and bold. Once they have set their eyes on someone, they would never turn back. However, Lu Wan would never know that Ning Fan was not Liu Bei. In fact, he was not even a true member of the demon race. Thank you, Ning Fan muttered to himself. His eyes were gradually shrouded by the faint purple medicinal qi. At this moment, his perception of his own bloodline had become more than 10,000 times sharper. He could even sense the breath of the demon blood. Moreover, Ning Fan could vaguely see that there were 17 green bloodlines hidden deep within his demon blood. That was the thin blood of the winged demon that he possessed. Absorbing the power of his bloodline was actually to increase the number of green bloodlines in his body to increase the density of his bloodline. Absorb. Before Lu Zongyun kowtowed to the demon statue, Ning Fan had already formed 17 green feathers in front of him with the help of his 17 traces of demon blood. The feathers then broke into pieces and turned into 17 green vortexes that began to devour the blood in the blood pool. The process was like burning his bloodline. However, the pain of having one's blood burned was nothing to Ning Fan. He was a monster who could endure the pain of engraving hundreds of devil marks. Almost in an instant, the 18th green vortex was condensed. Be it Lu Zongyun or Demon General Lu Sheng who was standing under the wall of demon shadows, all of them were astonished. What kind of person could absorb the demon blood into his body without borrowing the power of the demon ancestor's demon statue? The only way was to consume a blood awakening pill. However, such a precious pill was only available to titled demon generals. It was only given to demon generals. Ordinary demon soldiers would never have it. Is it Wan, She said that she was going to protect Liu Bei. I didn't expect that she would give the only blood awakening pill to this person. What a silly girl. Why did she have to do this? Lu Xing sighed. His younger sister had fallen in love with someone that she shouldn't have. Lu Wan's eyes lit up. Even ordinary demon generals can't condense the 18th green vortex in just a short period of time. Moreover, it was so painful to awaken the demon blood, but you didn't even make a sound. Lu Wan, really have a good eye. You are the most outstanding man that I have ever seen. Unfortunately, I am not worthy of you. In the second palace, Lu Zongyun did not dare to be careless anymore. He immediately knelt on the ground and kowtowed to the demon ancestor's statue. 10 kowtows, 100 kowtows, 1,000 kowtows. Traces of white-colored qi rose from Lu Zongyun's prayers and entered the 100-zhang tall demon statue. The eyes of the demon statue shone with a faint golden light. Even though it was extremely faint, at this moment, the demon blood in the bloodline pool seemed to be intimidated and its absorption speed almost doubled. Ning Fan's demon blood seemed to be burning, but his eyes were filled with determination. He bent his fingers and formed a circle. Then, like a vortex, he rapidly condensed the demon blood vortex. 19, 20, 25. When he reached the checkpoint of awakening his demon blood, Ning Fan's eyelids twitched. However, he did not stop and continued to condense the 26th bloodline vortex. The ranking on the wall of demon shadows kept changing. Ning Fan's ranking had risen to the 8,600th rank. Liu Bei, Feather Demon Blood, 25th Dan. When the number changed to 26th, Demon General Lu Sheng's eyes flashed. This young man's ambition is indeed not to awaken his demon blood through ordinary means. What he is pursuing is definitely the 100 Dan remnant blood. There's no doubt about it. At this moment, Lu Zongyun groaned inwardly. While he was kowtowing to the demon statue, he was surprised by Ning Fan's speed of condensing demon blood. It was too fast. When Ning Fan's demon blood reached the 25th level, he heaved a sigh of relief. In this case, Ning Fan's bloodline awakening shouldn't fail. However, when Ning Fan's bloodline continued to increase and reached the 26th level, Lu Zongyun's heart skipped a beat. Is this young man trying to break through to the 60th level? Even though a hybrid demon was weaker than a true spirit realm cultivator, it was still an extremely strong demon species. If it was cultivated to the extreme, it would not be any weaker than a true spirit realm cultivator. Just like the 4 fierce demon species in the ancient times, Han Dun, Cheong Qi, Tao Tai. All of them had the body of a single demon. They condensed the demon blood of many different species to form a powerful demon body. This man's first bloodline awakening ended in failure after reaching the 9th level. This time, even though he managed to break through to the 25th level by luck, why didn't he learn from the good ones and insisted on breaking through to the 60th level? If he fails, the demon general will definitely think that it's my fault. Forget it. I'm going to risk it all. Lu Zongyun stopped kowtowing. He patted his storage pouch and took out a jade bottle. Inside the bottle was a ball of milky white qi. It was the power of the Joss flame. This was the power that he had secretly accumulated as a priest for 1,000 years. In the past, he had used half of it to awaken his son's bloodline. Now, he was afraid that the remaining half would be used on Ning Fan. Alright. If you want to reach the 60th level, this old man will risk it all and help you. Who asked this old man to share both your glory and my loss? Lu Zongyun crushed the jade bottle. The white qi went into the demon statue. Immediately, the speed of blood condensation in the bloodline pool increased by 3 times. After condensing the 31st bloodline vortex, Ning Fan could clearly feel that the speed of blood condensation had slowed down. The further he went, the harder it would be to condense the blood vortex. The 32nd blood vortex would probably take up a lot of time. However, just as he was pondering, the blood pool suddenly became even more boiling. In just a moment, Ning Fan condensed the 32nd blood vortex. Oh. This Lu Zongyun seems to be working very hard. The speed of blood condensation in the bloodline pool has actually increased by so much. Putting away his thoughts, Ning Fan calmed himself down and concentrated on condensing the blood. Just like that, he sat there for 10 days. 33, 34. 59. When he broke through the 60th blood vortex, the demon shadow steel shone with green light. His ranking had risen to the 147th rank. In other words, in the second realm of the vast second realm, his bloodline alone was enough to rank him at the 147th rank. Not only the demon shadow steel of the Luoyun tribe shone with green light, the steels of the other 8 demon clans and the demon cities also shone with green light. Countless experts rushed to the demon generals' eggs in their respective demon cities and saw the names rising rapidly on the demon shadow steel. Liu Bei. It's Liu Bei. Isn't he a ferocious demon with a 30 million bounty on his head? Rumor has it that he is a mid-divine transformation realm cultivator. But why did he just awaken his demon blood for the second time? Strange. Strange. In the province of the Lai Tu tribe, a burly man in silver armor stood under the demon shadow steel and stared at the jade steel with gloomy eyes. Behind him, countless experts of the demon race did not even dare to breathe loudly. This person was the titled Earth General, Bai Wuzuan. Humph. It turns out that this is Liu Bei. I've sent people to investigate him. Rumor has it that this person had failed to awaken his demon blood and is a trash among trash. I didn't believe this information at first. But now, it seems like there's a reason why he annihilated the trap peak guards. Maybe he used some tricks that I don't know about and killed Xiong Rui. Humph. The 30 million bounty on his head is a little too much. In the province of the Luoyun tribe, an old man in beast armor stood under the demon shadow steel while holding a walking stick with a dragon head. His eyes were squinted and filled with wisdom. Liu Bei. The 8th general that Lu Xing recommended is indeed extraordinary. Sovereign Shadow, Demon Ancestor's Aura. If this person's bloodline is over 100 and condenses the incomplete ancient blood, even if he hasn't reached the divine transformation realm, I'll allow him to be the Luoyun tribe's 8th demon general. In the province of the Cleansing Fire tribe, a middle-aged man wearing a red dragon robe stood under the demon shadow steel while stroking his beard lightly. Behind him, Wang Xiao and the other 10 demon generals that came to the demon world were also sitting leisurely and did not pay any attention to the demon shadow steel. This person's demon blood is actually over 60 parts. I didn't expect him to hide his strength so deeply. The red dragon middle-aged man's eyes turned cold. However, his words immediately caused the 10 demon generals, including Wang Xiao, to sneer coldly. It's just 60 parts. Unless this person's demon blood is over 100 parts, it's not worth mentioning at all. It was true that Wang Xiao and the others had the pride of being favored by the heavens. As the elite demon race of the heaven realm, they were born with the primordial remnant bloodline. During the second awakening, everyone could be considered to have the primordial demon bloodline. After the third awakening, a few of them could even improve the quality of their demon blood, becoming an even stronger primordial demon blood. For example, Li Ban. The experts of the Blood Carp clan could condense a thin amount of immemorial lightning dragon's blood with their own efforts. It was natural for them to look down on Ning Fan. No. It's not what General Wang is thinking. This Liu Bei is a spy that our Cleansing Fire tribe planted in the Luoyun continent. Every one of these spies would choose people with poor aptitudes and conduct. Even this Liu Bei has made me scoff at him because his aptitudes are too low. Last time, he failed to awaken his demon blood and was only at the 9th level. He was a joke. However, this time, he actually broke through to the 60th level. This person is a bit strange. It's as if he has become a different person, haha. General Fire is overthinking. It's more important for us to discuss the important matter. How are we going to plan the map of the world passage of the other 8 tribes, kill evil commander Lu Wu, and seize the Star of the Heavenly Emperor? As for this Liu Bei, He's not worth mentioning at all. Am I overthinking? The Red Dragon Man frowned and said. Among the 10 people, only Li Ban looked at Liu Bei's name thoughtfully. Unknowingly, Liu Bei's image appeared in his mind. It was not the lowly person who welcomed them into the second world. Instead, it was the image of another man, Zhou Ming. Humph. I don't know if this person died in the immemorial teleportation formation. If he didn't, I'm more than happy to go to the Endless Sea and kill him after the mission is completed. Judging from the position where he entered the teleportation formation, he should have come to the Endless Sea. However, this Zhou Ming must have died in the void after the formation collapsed. The corner of Li Ban's mouth curved into a cold smile. If he knew that Ning Fan didn't die, how would he feel? Northern Desert City, Demon Shadow Steel. Lu Sheng looked at the jade steel with a frown. He firmly believed that the 60th level was not Ning Fan's limit. This person would advance to a higher realm, the immemorial remnant blood. When the 60th level turned into the 61st level, Lu Sheng's gaze relaxed and he laughed. I didn't misjudge him. With this person, who can compete for the position of the 8th general in the prefecture? In the second palace, Lu Zongyun's forehead was bleeding from kowtowing. 10 days of kowtowing. It was 10 days of non-stop kowtowing. In order to show his sincerity, Lu Zongyun did not even use his demon power to protect his forehead. Even with his Grand Cultivator cultivation base, his forehead was bleeding from kowtowing for 10 days. However, when he saw that Ning Fan's demon blood had broken through to the 60th level, Lu Zongyun felt relieved. In this way, this person's efforts were not in vain. He did not waste the Joss flame power that he had collected for 1,000 years. This person has broken through to the mixed demon seed. It's enough, he was about to stand up. However, before he could do so, his knees gave way and he knelt on the ground. Blood and chi rushed to his heart and he spurted out a mouthful of blood. 61. 61. Could it be that this person wants to break through to the 100th level? He's already a mixed demon seed. Is he still not satisfied? Lu Zongyun's heart was filled with the urge to curse. If he wasn't the priest of the Northern Desert, the face of the Northern Desert Demon City, he would really curse without caring about his identity. This Liu Bei really doesn't know what's good for him. If it weren't for me, Lu Zongyun, using my 1,000-year reserves and kowtowing with all my might, do you think you could break through to the 60th phase with your inferior aptitude of failing second sleep? It wasn't easy for you to reach phase 60, but you still don't know what's good for you and want to reach phase 100? You want to obtain an immemorial monster vein? Dream on. This is infuriating. This is infuriating. If Liu Bei fails, Demon General Lu Sheng will definitely take my life. The heavens have taken pity on me. I didn't harm you, and I'm even doing my best to help you. Why can't you quit while you're ahead? Fine, fine, fine. If you don't break through to the remnant ancient bloodline, I fear you won't stop. If you fail, then my entire family will be exterminated by the Demon General, and I won't be able to continue being a priest. This is something passed down from my Lu family ancestor, the lifeblood Joss Flame. Every generation's high priest worships the demon ancestor for 1,000 years and transforms their lifeblood into blood-red Joss flames. This thing was originally used by this old man to break through to the divine transformation realm. You're lucky now. You failed, and I didn't even get my life back. How the hell am I supposed to transform into a god? Lu Zongyun pulled a long face and crushed the jade bottle. A stream of blood mist entered the golden statue of the demon ancestor. At this moment, the golden statue of the demon ancestor was dyed with a faint blood glow. The speed of blood condensation in the bloodline pool increased by at least 10 times. If you fail to break through to the remnant ancient bloodline, I will fight you to the death. Lu Zongyun's eyes were filled with bitterness, grievance, heartache, madness, and even indignation. He felt that if Liu Bei's bloodline reached the 100th phase and he still didn't awaken his demon blood, he would definitely go crazy. One must know when to quit while one is ahead. Didn't your father teach you that? Chapter 249. There were 61 vortexes in the green blood pool. At the bottom of the pond, Ning Fan was as still as a corpse. Only the occasional hand seals showed that he was still alive. As the demon ancestor statue sank into the joss flames, the blood in the blood pool became even hotter than lava. Is it Lu Zongyun who is helping me? This person actually has a way to make the demon blood boil to this extent. Ning Fan bent his fingers and formed a blood whirlpool at the bottom of the blood pool. 61, 62. 69. 3 days later, there were already 70 green blood whirlpools around Ning Fan's body. The speed at which the demon blood was condensing began to slow down. 71, 72. 79. Another 10 days later, Ning Fan condensed the 80th green blood whirlpool. The speed of blood condensation became even slower. 81, 82. 89. 1 month later, Ning Fan condensed the 90th blood vortex. 2 months later, there were already 99 blood whirlpools. Once the 100th blood vortex was formed, Ning Fan could begin to awaken the immemorial remnant blood. The golden sense of the demon ancestor in the demon blood was eager to try. It was as if this thought wanted to lead Ning Fan to the path of the immemorial golden crow. However, Ning Fan was hesitating. There were 2 paths in front of him. One was to awaken the incomplete immemorial bloodline. However, the incomplete immemorial bloodline had different levels of strength. It was highly possible that the immemorial bloodline that Ning Fan awakened was far inferior to the Golden Crow bloodline. The second option was to rely on the aura of the Golden Crow in the ancestral demon's golden sense to awaken as a Golden Crow. If he resorted to such trickery, he would almost certainly succeed. He would be able to condense his remaining blood, but in this life, he would only be able to be an ordinary Golden Crow. If one was not a member of the Golden Crow tribe and cultivated the Golden Crow demonic Tao, how could one dream of becoming a royal Golden Crow? Royal bloodline, Ning Fan remained silent. Even true members of the Golden Crow race who had awakened their royal bloodline were 1 in 10,000. If he wanted to awaken his royal bloodline, he had to awaken a complete demon bloodline at least during the second awakening. Only then would the third awakening have a chance to improve the bloodline beyond the complete bloodline. He had become a royal true spirit in 1 step. Bright Sparrow, the little pill devil, possessed the blood of the royal dark sparrow. With his royal bloodline, he could make tens of thousands of demons submit to him. Is it possible for me to condense a royal bloodline? Ning Fan asked himself. However, after pondering for a while, he realized that the success rate of awakening the royal bloodline was less than 1 in a million with just his 100 segments of demon blood. Even though he had devoured the blood of 1,000 wild beasts, his success rate was not even 1 in a million. Neither of the 2 paths in front of him led to the royal clan's true spirit. He laughed bitterly. He seemed to have been too greedy. Even a demon general like Li Ban was excited to condense a trace of immemorial Thunder Dragon's demonic blood. The reputation of the Golden Crow was even higher than that of the immemorial Thunder Dragon. Even if it was not a royal bloodline, if he could successfully awaken it for the 3rd time, his bloodline would at least be much higher than Li Ban's. Forget it. Let's awaken the Golden Crow's blood. He made up his mind and formed a series of hand seals with all 10 of his fingers, forming the 100th blood vortex. He opened his mouth and swallowed 100 green blood whirlpools into his stomach. At this moment, Lu Zongyun stopped kowtowing and was overjoyed. Good, good. This child had finally reached the 100th bloodline and had begun to attack the remnant archaic bloodline. From this momentum, it seemed that his chances of success weren't small. If that's the case, then the tens of thousands of times I've kowtowed to the ancestral statue over the past few months were not in vain. Hee hee. In this case, I can finally report to Lord Demon General now. In the first palace, Lu Xing revealed a satisfied smile. The current ranking of Ning Fan's bloodline was already at the 49th place. Such a powerful bloodline was even slightly stronger than Lu Sheng's. This Lu Zongyun did not play any tricks. This is very good. As for this Liu Bei, I really didn't misjudge him. Lu Wan had been waiting for Ning Fan at the edge of the bloodline pool for several months. When she saw the golden vortex rising from the green blood pool, her eyes were filled with surprise. I can't be wrong. This golden color is the remnant archaic bloodline. Judging from its light, this bloodline belongs to one of the top bloodlines among the true spirit realm demon races. Lu Wan was looking forward to the moment when Ning Fan successfully awakened his bloodline. At this moment, Ning Fan was at the bottom of the blood pool. Two large golden wings grew out from his back. He seemed to have turned into a golden man. The green demon star in his left eye slowly turned pale golden. Awakening, awakening. All Ning Fan needs to do is to retract and condense his blood and qi, and the awakening would end successfully. However, at the moment when the demon blood was about to succeed, a strong feeling of uneasiness rose in his heart. The more the demon blood condensed, the more Ning Fan felt as if something inside his body was being drawn out. This feeling. Could it be? His eyes were unprecedentedly solemn. Such uneasiness was definitely not an illusion. He patted his storage pouch and took out a milky white round stone. This stone was given to Ning Fan by old ancestor Dong Su after the auction ended. It was called the Mechanism Stone. Inside the stone, there was an exquisite mechanism technique. Its effect was to detect a cultivator's luck slightly. With the magic power below the void fragmentation realm, it was impossible for a cultivator to detect luck at all. Luck was just like one's life, emotions, great momentum or pressure. It could neither be seen nor touched. However, Dong Su, on the other hand, created such a small stone with his mastery of the Tao of luck and heaven-defying technique. As soon as he held the stone in his hand, Ning Fan's green luck immediately appeared. However, as the remnant blood of the golden crow condensed, the green luck was gradually replaced by yellow. Ning Fan's eyes widened in surprise. He could vaguely feel that the thing that was being drawn out of his body was actually luck. How could this be? Dong Su said that my magic power can't transform into the divine transformation realm. I can only transform into the devil transformation realm. Otherwise, my luck will be drained. Why can't my demon power condense into the golden crow's blood? Ning Fan didn't know where his luck was draining to. However, he vaguely understood something. After all, he was being schemed against by someone. It seemed like the condensation of the golden crow's blood was a crucial step in that person's scheme. If this step was successful, his fate would be irreversible and his future would be miserable. Therefore, his luck was draining away. The remnant blood of the golden crow. The more Ning Fan thought about it, the more terrified he felt. The condensation of the remnant blood of the golden crow was all thanks to the golden sense of the demon ancestor. The golden sense of the demon ancestor was all thanks to the Eastern Ocean Bell. The Eastern Ocean Bell was found in the demon sinister forest. The demon sinister forest was the place where the mysterious true immortal raised demons. No matter what he did, every step he took seemed to be part of someone's scheme. Everything was for the sake of awakening the golden crow's blood today. From the moment he joined Sinister Sparrow sect to the entrance examination, he was already schemed against. A treasure like the Eastern Ocean Bell was purposely placed in the third level of the demon sinister forest to wait for him to retrieve it. Could it be that the person who schemed against him was the mysterious true immortal who schemed against Bright Sparrow? Ning Fan's eyes were filled with anger. He didn't like being schemed against by others. In fact, no one would like to be schemed against by others. Looking at the decreasing luck in his hand, Ning Fan's eyes flashed with cold light. The day when his luck is depleted would be the day of his death. Does it make you happy to scheme against me? I'm going to break your scheme. There were two paths in front of Ning Fan. One was to awaken the remnant blood of the golden crow. The second was to awaken the remnant blood of the ordinary true immortal. The mysterious true immortal must have foreseen that Ning Fan would be able to see through his scheme today. However, the true immortal wasn't afraid that Ning Fan would find out about it. Ning Fan had a feeling. Today, whether he awakened the remnant blood of the golden crow or ordinary immemorial blood or completely gave up on awakening his bloodline, he would fall into that person's scheme. This was an open scheme. You can see through it but you can't avoid it, no. I still have a fourth path. Even that mysterious true immortal couldn't predict it accurately. I want to awaken my demon bloodline and not the remnant blood. In this way, I can step into the royal bloodline and become a true spirit of the royal clan when I awaken my blood for the third time. The success rate is less than 1 in 10,000. However, it's precisely because of this low probability that the true immortal couldn't predict this possibility at all. I'm going to take a gamble. Even if there's only 1 in 10,000 chance, I can't lose. Ning Fan dispersed the golden light and the golden wings. His bloodline eventually stopped at the 100 levels winged demon realm. He failed to awaken his blood. Lu Sheng looked at the demon shadow monument in disbelief. The demon shadow monument clearly showed that Ning Fan had the golden crow bloodline. Why did it degenerate to the winged demon realm at the last moment? Lu Zongyun was completely dumbfounded. He had gone through a lot of trouble and exhausted all his treasures to help Liu Bei awaken his bloodline. But this young man still failed. Lu Wan's surprised expression froze. It was because she saw the golden light feather that was about to break through to the next realm shatter. When she saw Ning Fan crawling out of the bloodline pool like a man made of blood and his qi was extremely weak, she felt a heartache. Liu Bei, what happened to you? Are you all right? Did I fail? How could this happen? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't blame yourself even if you fail. I'm here. However, when Ning Fan raised his head, the expression he gave her was neither the dejection of failure nor the pretentious calmness. Instead, it was a smile. Even though it was a smile, his eyes were filled with madness. He patted Lu Wan's head and battle intent rose from his body. I didn't fail. The first time I awaken my blood, I want to destroy that person's scheme. The second time, I want to make his plan fail. Lu Wan did not know what Ning Fan was talking about. However, she knew that Ning Fan's failure seemed to be his own doing. Ning Fan took out the military merit token and made a hand seal to erase the last 100,000 points. Then, he jumped into the bloodline pool. No matter who you are, your scheme ends here. Above the rain world, there were 4 boundless voids. In the voids, there were 4 immeasurable heavenly gates. On the side of the southern heavenly gate, in a certain world that was shrouded in 7-colored clouds, a silver-haired old man was facing a gigantic starlight chessboard. He was playing black and white chess. He was playing chess against himself. His fingertip moved a chess piece. Sometimes, it turned black and sometimes, it turned white. Sometimes, the chess piece alternated between black and white. Behind him, there were 7 Dao children who were serving him respectfully. Facing the 7th person, the silver-haired old man chuckled and moved the chess piece. Ming, Si Ming is here. You are already at the peak of the 9th heavenly layer of the void fragmentation realm. You are only half a step away from the life immortal realm. As the immortal emperor who controls fate, I have chosen 7 Dao corpses for you. Choose one of them and devour it to achieve the life immortal realm. I choose Kuei Ling, Star Lord of Kuei Sea of the Southern Sea Realm, Rogue Immortal Realm. Si Ming bowed and said, This is not the best choice. Kuei Ling was tricked by me and was suppressed in the eye of the Southern Sea for 10,000 years. He was betrayed by his loved ones and had one of his arms severed by his loved ones. He trained his heart with hatred and sharpened his sword with his heart. He used his sword as his eyes and killed with his eyes. This person's sword eyes are indeed extremely powerful and suitable for you to break through to the life immortal realm. However, Kuei Ling is not the best choice. If that's the case, I choose the sect master of the Mo Yun sect of the Heaven Immortal World, 8th heavenly layer of the Void Fragmentation Realm, Golden Rock. Si Ming pondered for a moment and replied. This is also not the best choice. Golden Rock was tricked by me. His family members were all killed and he has enemies all over the Heaven Immortal World. In order to seek the heavenly fate, he severed his emotions. In order to seek power, he killed his master and seized power. In order to seek the metal vein, he gave his wife to someone else. In order to seek longevity, he killed his son to concoct pills. This person is ruthless and unpredictable. His metal divine vein is able to control the metal within a million li radius of the earth and turn it into his bones, body and weapons. His attacks and defenses are heaven-defying. However, this person is not the most suitable Dao corpse for you, the silver-haired old man smiled faintly. As for the Dao child of Si Ming, his face was filled with confusion. After pondering for a while, he cupped his fists at his master and asked directly. May I know who is the one that master suggests, Si Ming, to devour and seize his luck to break through to the life immortal realm? My suggestion is to devour this person. The silver-haired old man moved the chess piece on his fingertip. In an instant, it turned from black and white to gray. The Dao child was slightly startled. This person is just an ant from the lower world. His aptitude is low and his cultivation base is low. This person's inheritance is an incomplete copy of the yin-yang transformation. Moreover, he still needs the Chaos Truth inheritance that was created before the ancient Chaos Great Emperor created the yin-yang transformation. Only by complementing each other can he have the hope of advancing to the Great Tao. This person's cultivation base is even lower. He's only at the nascent soul realm. What's the use of devouring him? There's no need to ask. Si Ming, I've given you the opportunity. You can choose the 7 Dao corpses yourself. The silver-haired old man smiled faintly and put the chess piece back on the chessboard. Then, he stood up and left. However, just as he turned around, he suddenly frowned. This kid actually gave up on the Golden Crow's blood? Humph. Stubborn. Does he think that he can escape from the fate that I've set for him? Even if you fail to awaken your blood today, you're still the best Dao corpse for my 7th disciple. This is... The silver-haired old man's eyes were filled with shock for the first time ever since he became an immortal emperor. On the chessboard, the gray chess piece that represented Ning Fan was tainted by a purplish-black filthy demonic qi. It's dirty. It's actually dirty. It's actually... Fu Li. Master, what's wrong? Si Ming asked carefully. It was her first time seeing her master frowning. It's nothing. That Ning Fan is no longer a Dao corpse that's suitable to devour. Now, his luck has been tainted. Whoever devours him will never be able to become an immortal. To think that I've placed such high hopes on this kid and regarded him as the best Dao corpse. This kid's Dao path has already been ruined. Defying the heavens and changing one's fate was easy to say but difficult to do. Ning Fan did not know that the person who plotted against him was an immortal emperor from the 4 heavens. He did not know that his ending had been predetermined since he was born. But today, he was going to change it. As long as he could make this mysterious true immortal make a wrong move, he could seize the opportunity to break free from the shackles of fate and no longer be plotted against by anyone. He closed his eyes and entered the bloodline pool for the 2nd time. He no longer relied on the demon ancestor Jin Yen. Instead, he made a bold move. He sent the demon ancestor Jin Yen into the demon statue. The trace of Jin Yen quickly melted inside the body of the demon statue. Rays of dazzling golden light emerged on the surface of the demon statue. The condensing power of the bloodline pool was 10 times stronger than when he used the life blood Joss flame. I don't know how to condense a complete immemorial bloodline. But perhaps the strength of the demon blood is the key. Condense. He closed his eyes. In his mind, balls of flames with different colors floated in the void. Each of them represented a type of demon blood. There was a golden crow, a fire phoenix, a kuan pang and a dark sparrow. However, Ning Fan did not reach out his hand because none of the demon blood could extinguish the uneasiness in his heart. 101, 102. 199, 200, 201. 299, when he condensed the 300th blood whirlpool, a ball of purplish-black flame suddenly appeared in his mind and disappeared in a flash. The flame disappeared as soon as it appeared, but it gave Ning Fan a bloody and nauseating feeling. However, his face suddenly turned joyful because this feeling made his uneasiness decrease. Every time he took a step closer to the purplish-black demonic flame, the green color of the mechanism stone would decrease by a bit, which meant that its luck was returning. Even though the yellow color decreased, the green color did not move towards green. Instead, it slowly turned dark green and moved towards dark blue. Black luck. Ning Fan's eyes turned solemn. Black luck had another name in the Four Heavens immortal world, hopeless immortal ascension. However, this black color gave Ning Fan a sense of security. Unknowingly, he felt that if he tainted his own luck, he could escape from the mysterious man's plot. There were two paths. One was to die from someone's plot. The other was to have his luck turn black, and it was highly possible that he had no hope of becoming an immortal. Instead of falling into someone's plot, it's better to break free from the shackles and obtain the black luck. I seem to have understood the devil transformation that Dong Su mentioned. This black luck is probably devil luck. If I can't become an immortal and ascend to the immortal world, I will become a devil and ascend to the devil abyss. To me, there is no difference. Moreover, this blood gives me an extremely powerful feeling. However, this is my first time seeing this ferocious beast. What kind of true spirit realm demonic beast is this? Ning Fan closed his eyes and waited. After an unknown period of time, the purplish-black flame appeared in his mind for the second time. Ning Fan grabbed it and swallowed it. All of a sudden, a pair of huge purplish-black crystal wings grew on his back. The wood star in his left eye had turned purple-black. The 300 blood whirlpools collapsed into blood threads and entered Ning Fan's body, condensing into a complete drop of purplish-black blood. The purple star in his left eye flashed and his aura surged. 2,150 units of demonic power. His demonic power continued to break through. Mid-nascent soul realm, late-nascent soul realm, peak, the purplish-black blood slowly melted in his immortal veins. Because of the 300 blood threads, his demonic power rose to 2,455 units. Ning Fan's ranking on the demon shadow steel had risen to the 19th rank with the help of 300 pieces of his bloodline. He was only at the second stage of awakening blood, but he was ranked 19th among the 103rd stage divine transformation realm experts in the land of slumber. Liu Bei, 305 pieces of Fuli demon blood. Fuli. Is this demon also a true spirit race? Why have I never heard of it before? Ning Fan frowned. However, everything was not over yet. Lu Wan covered her small mouth and stood at the edge of the pool, staring at it in disbelief. Under her gaze, a naked man flapped his huge purplish-black crystal wings. His body was slowly covered with purplish-black scales. He had 2 horns on his head and his long purplish-black hair fluttered without any wind. Like an aurora, he shot up to the sky. The roof of the palace and the egg of the demon general were all destroyed by him. He shot up to the 9 heavens. The moment he stepped on the sky, he let out a sharp demonic howl. In the sky, a 1,000,000 zhang tall purplish-black demon shadow slowly appeared. It was illusory and ancient. Lu Xing turned into a wisp of green smoke and floated in the sky, staring at the purplish-black demon shadow in disbelief. He only knew that this demon's name was Fuli from the demon shadow steel. However, he never knew what it was. It was a taboo. Not even the ancient demon race knew about it. Even ancient chaos did not know about it. However, Lu Sheng understood what the appearance of the demon's shadow represented. It meant that Ning Fan had awakened his immemorial demon blood in his second blood awakening and not the incomplete blood. Moreover, he would have the chance to obtain the bloodline from the ancient beast shadow of the ancestor of the Fu Li race. When a drop of purplish-black blood that was the size of a fist floated into his hand, Lu Sheng felt even more incredulous. This is ancestral blood. Those who could condense the incomplete immemorial bloodline during the second stage of blood awakening were already outstanding. Those who could condense the complete bloodline and receive the ancestral demon's blood were even more outstanding. This meant that the recipient of the bloodline had the possibility of advancing to the royal demon bloodline. However, since ancient times, only 10 drops of true spirit bloodline could be bestowed to a person who had undergone the second blood awakening. No one had ever been bestowed the ancestral blood. The Fu Li demon vein that Ning Fan awakened was a cursed demon vein. For countless years, no one had awakened this demon vein. It was because just by looking at the black luck of the demon blood, everyone would retreat. No one was willing to find out what exactly this demon blood was. In order to break free from the scheme, Ning Fan awakened this demon blood. As the first person to awaken it, the benefits he would get were huge. Ancestral blood. Ning Fan took a deep breath. He did not know what kind of beast the Fu Li race was, but he knew what this drop of ancestral blood represented. The amount of demonic power it contained was at least 5,000 units. An ancient voice resounded in Ning Fan's mind. My Fu Li race has been annihilated for a long time. Since you managed to awaken your blood, you are fated to be with me. I will grant you the royal bloodline and grant you the title of Fu Li Demon Ancestor. You shall be honored together with the Dragon Ancestor, Phoenix Ancestor, Sparrow Ancestor, and Crow Ancestor. At the moment when the voice disappeared, Ning Fan's demonic power advanced towards 7,455 units under the blessing of this drop of ancestral blood. I didn't expect that I would awaken my Fu Li demon blood in order to avoid the scheme. Since I am the only member of the clan, I will be bestowed the ancestral blood. As such, the trouble caused by the black luck is not worth mentioning at all. With 7,455 units of demonic power, not only am I now at the half-step divine transformation realm, but I have also completed 3/4 of the path to the divine transformation realm. If I can devour the blood of a demon marshal, I even have the confidence to break through to the divine transformation realm right now. Lu Sheng's eyes were filled with admiration and shock. He had never thought that Ning Fan would be bestowed the ancestral blood during his second blood awakening realm. How terrifying would his bloodline be during his third blood awakening realm? This drop of ancestral blood not only increased Ning Fan's demonic power but also increased the density of his bloodline from 305 levels to 1305 levels. Once his bloodline surpassed 1,000 levels, it would be the royal bloodline. Those who could awaken their royal bloodline during their third blood awakening realm would be considered as peerless demons. In the history of the demon race, there had never been anyone who could awaken their royal bloodline during their second blood awakening realm. In the prefecture of the Pure Fire tribe, Wang Xiao and the other 9 Heaven Realm demon generals were shocked. Second blood awakening realm? A royal true spirit? Although I don't know what kind of true spirit the Fu Li beast is and whether it's strong or weak, this man actually became a royal true spirit after his second blood awakening realm. There was no one who could awaken a royal true spirit in the second world, in other words. Ning Fan's demon blood was ranked first in the second world. This is impossible. Li Tong crushed the wine cup in his hand. He did not believe that Liu Bei, who was called Trash by the titled Demon General of the Pure Fire tribe, was an existence that he could only look up to. A royal true spirit. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.